Hello, hello, my green skins, and welcome to another Orc War Chief Reviews Monday Madness! Yay! And my goddamn thing decided to be an asshole and didn't boot up what it should have booted up. Yay! Fuck you, headphones. Never want to work when I want you to work. They connected and disconnected. That's my day. Oh, now they turn themselves off. Even better. I hate Bluetooth sometimes. I love Bluetooth and hate Bluetooth. Bluetooth can be some of the great... When it works, it's the greatest invention ever. When it doesn't, I fucking hate it. That's my feeling towards the Bluetooth. If it works... Yeah. And today we have with ourselves Bob. And we're playing some more Yoshi's Island. Actually, my friend says I should probably play the actual Yoshi's Island because he notified me of something I never knew. Apparently, this game actually has a interesting glitch out. Apparently, No, that's what it was. Apparently what it was is, he said to me, his exact words were that if you actually play it, that this is more cropped thanks to the Game Boy Advance's size. I don't know how truthful that is, but that actually explains a lot. So... LCX has asked me to do a live stream of the audiobook. At least I think that's what the LCX said. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'm a little... I think LCX just wanted me to read the visual novel. Would it be bad? Would you do it, or would you be like, it's kind of like you'd be eating your own hand because you're...
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you because that's the main reason why I haven't done it, because I know you're not into that shit.
So, please restate it. I thought you were explaining something to the chat.
No, I'm asking you. LCX has asked about spending 15 minutes and trying out her brand new visual novel that LCX has made. Do you want to do it? Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Oh, like being a reader kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know if you're gonna feel like that, because I know you're not a big visual guy. You're like me. I'm kind of 50-50 the visual novels, but I'm not like...
Yeah, I mean, shit. If it's like how those YouTubers do playthroughs of like the Ace Attorney trilogy, and you're doing a voice for a character, hell yeah, sounds fun.
Oh, okay. You know what? Okay, you want to do that? Then that actually could be fun. All right, then yeah, sure. I mean, maybe I'll get LCX on for that, and we'll do an actual.
Hopefully, my mic doesn't, be an ass whenever something important happens.
No, we'll definitely consider that. That's actually something I thought about. I was thinking about that. If done correctly, if we did it right, this could be really fun, and actually could be done. We could have a blast. So I've decided, yeah, I think that might be an idea to actually consider doing. All right, then that might be a game plan. Then I'll have to
reading some visual novel stuff. That'd be sweet.
All right, you know what? I'll definitely think about that one. That one's now on the radar.
See, it's one thing if you're playing through it alone, but whenever I see people stream Ace Attorney and the different games, and each of the guys are assigned a character, it kind of adds to it.
Yeah, we're definitely not playing Ace Attorney though.
I know. But it's still a visual novel. Like that's my point of relation.
Yeah, it's not one of those visual novels. It's a choose your own adventure.
Okay. Well, like I said, yeah.
But I thought to myself,
tell me what you need me to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah, okay. We'll set that up then. We'll figure it out. That might be a plan. Cause I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? If done correctly, this might be super fun. So I'm like,
In other news, me and my buddies, they keep telling me to get Arc Raiders, and I tell them it's like next month. Next month. I gotta wait for payday to come around, but they are like, dude, you need to play it, come on. And the more I've looked into the game Arc Raiders, the more it piques my interest. Because if you jump into a solo lobby, not everybody's like completely cutthroat. Some guys are actually pretty chill. I don't know about you, Chief. What do you think about that?
Some people are pretty, yeah, that's about right. It all depends on what group. Again, I really don't like this. I've never been a fan of the multi-pass. Like, unless it's just like some guys doing some co-op stuff, something small, like Hexen or Heretic or something like that. I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, that's not.
But for context, this is an extraction shooter, and something like being friendly is just unheard of. And so much so that it's actually making like gaming news. It actually piques my interest because it's like, it's not all PvP. You got robots to look out for, murder drones and shit. So, I don't know, maybe it can kindle a social contract of sorts. And also, if you need to trade certain items, like you have a mission for, 2 lemons, say, hey, I got a lemon and an apricot, and you got 3 lemons, and you need an apricot, hey, I'll trade you for a lemon. I don't know, it has my interest. Anything on your radar, Chief?
For me, for gaming, we have ourselves Cosmic Invasion coming out very, very shortly. And that's my the beat 'em up is going to be my big thing. I'm going to probably play on live stream once that comes out, because that is, hopefully it works on the set. Hopefully it works. I'm not sure if it will, but I am so in if it does.
Yeah,
Chief, it's on.
Real quick. I gotta use the restroom. I will be right back.
Hey, go to you. We get that. Well, check in the chat. No shit. I hate this area. Wait, I got an idea. No! Shit. You frickin'... I hate this area so much. This is gonna be the one where I lose a lot of life, boys and girls. Because this is annoying.
Alright. I have returned.
Oh, good. I've died. A bunch.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, this is that state. This is that stage where you gotta kind of trick one of the baseball guys to doing something to hurt themselves, and it's like it's so annoying. And if you don't do it right, it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get this shot. See, that's my problem right there. Is that if you do this right, you can get a really good shot off, and it'll bounce down, and then you can hit that flower. That's the problem. And I'm trying to at least get as many of the flowers as I can, because I want to get this out and running.
Gotcha. Sure.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that the camera wants to be a bitch in this one. Again, that's why my friend says I should really... He really does suggest I play this Super Mario that's... I play this on the Super Nintendo. Apparently some of the issues I've been having will be not so bad. And then the baby decides to go wee, 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 in the other direction. It's like, that's annoying. Okay, I think I can get away with doing that. Oh, no. I think I can go... Oh, no, okay, I got it now. Okay. Just a matter of planning this shot. Oh, you prick. Got it. Boom. Thank you. All right, we can go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm shocked people picked this one.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the one I wanted was
Wario Land?
Super Mario 3. Because I didn't think Wario Land was on any of the lists. I would have picked Wario.
Yeah, Wario Land was Super Mario Land 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then yeah, I did pick Wario Land.
Yeah, I'm shocked that one didn't win either. I'm actually way better at that one. But, you know, some people, they wanted Yoshi. So I will give them Yoshi. Yeah. We're just waiting for some life, and then we will do some more stuff. Other than that, it's shockingly been a good day today. Well, other than we got a heavy fucking storm front coming, who knows what's gonna happen with that. I may wake up tomorrow.
Whatever you go through, I'm eventually gonna get like the leftovers. It's usually how it works.
Yeah, well, get ready for those leftovers. Apparently, it's a heavy storm. Like I've been, every 20 minutes, my phone's been going. Beep, beep, beep. Funny thing is, when they do this, I've noticed with at least my area, when they do that, it's like, oh, so it's going to be mediocre then. that's hopefully how this goes. But every once in a while, you know, a broken clock can be right twice, I believe is the term. I'm just making sure.
Yes, a broken clock is correct at least twice a day.
Yeah. Ah, you prick. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm hoping it's good. And, yeah, we go. Like I said, this week's gonna be quite fun, actually. No flop house this morning, so we'll be fine for the flop house today. But man, we're gonna have a lot for the flop house today. I've been finding stuff. And yeah, so we'll be fixing some stuff up on the Discord. Shouldn't be too problematic there, but that's, you know, and then we got the, well, this. And yeah, we got a bunch of little side stuff going on, but nothing too hardcore. I think most things I can do is pretty manageable, but it's annoying. That's about it. It's just like, And then, like I said, I still haven't heard from my friend. I was hoping he'd be off work, but I don't think he's off work yet, so, I don't know what's going on with that, because he was supposed to call me for, some stuff. And that was a real hope for 2 odd jobs I had. And it's like, I haven't heard shit from either of the people that were supposed to call me in. So I'm a little stressing, because next month's gonna be real tight if that's the case. But that's life is life.
Odd jobs, helping people out.
Well, yeah, I had a couple good ones coming in. I had some drywall I was going to do for a friend, and that's been, you know, somewhat, I haven't heard anything all week. So that makes me a little, I don't even have as many red coins yet. Oh, this is going to be such a low run. So yeah, that's me hoping that the odd jobs are good this week. That's the thing. It's like without a good odd job count, I'm like, I'm not gonna get paid for other work right now. So that's the thing. It's like, But no, other than that, just me setting up stuff. I'm a little like I know Mario, not Mario, Marvel Cosmic Invasion is coming out shortly, like very shortly, and that's
Yeah,
a big.
I saw that just on my YouTube feed after you mentioned it, because
Yeah.
you know me, I listen to background music while we do these.
Yeah. I got a lot of park. Yeah. Oh, I'm hoping. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm hoping that goes.
PS4,
Yeah.
PS5, from what the thumbnail said.
Yeah, so it's coming out for everything from what I heard. It's going to be a direct launch, and there's a lot of stuff coming out for it, so it's very shortly. I just don't know when. And then we got the He-Man the He-Man beat 'em up coming out, which is going to look, which looks fucking good.
Actually, that does sound cool. Does it play like Golden Axe from what you've seen?
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. Well, it plays like a regular beat 'em up, but it has like a little bit more, you know. Hello.
The moment I look away. Good tidings, guys. I still have some time before school starts. How's the stream? So far, it's going well.
It's going good.
And Shadow Man says stop being bad at this game.
What are you talking about? I'm doing good. Leave me alone.
The Lord of Deadside shames you. Oh wait, no, he's not Deadside. He's the lame one. He's the Mega Man one.
He's Mega Manning it up. Well, at least he isn't. At least he isn't a black hedgehog with a firearm.
Yeah. Or the master of a children's card game with Egyptian mythology.
No, he was that. He was that a couple years ago. We shouldn't laugh. He did buy his house with Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Hey man, still respect. Doesn't mean you can't be made fun of. There's always something to be made fun of.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
I'm watching you constantly miss the shot.
Shut up. I might suck at this game, but I like this game.
I know the feeling. There are games that I'm not particularly good at, but I still enjoy. Main example, EDF. But
Yeah.
that's also because EDF is cock and ball torture. My hedgehog with a gun has better aim than you with your Yoshi eggs. Yeah, have you ever fired a gun compared to throwing an egg about the size of your head?
Yeah. I'm gonna say the guy who, you know, I call, you know, like, come on, really? You want to go there?
So it is kind of weird. I do have better accuracy whenever I throw a lobbed object than I do a firearm.
That's because your it's your own arm. You can technically tweak it based on what you're doing.
True. It even transfers to video games. I may miss a shot 5 times, but one frag grenade takes care of anything I need, especially when it's properly cooked.
Yeah, unless you're playing the infamous game that is, you know, XCOM fucking bullshit.
99% chance to hit point blank with a shotgun. Miss.
Yep. Yeah, we do troll each other, but that's the way it's going. Right now, as it stands, I've already, like, all I have to do is walk off the green zone. I don't have to do shit now. Like, I've pretty much gotten everything I need for this area. Like, there's nothing else to do at this point. Like, the enemy isn't really gonna... Like, I could walk away and it's... At this point, I have more than enough points to get the top score. So...
It's always when I look away that people put a message in the chat. It's like, God damn it. Every time I look away.
Got it. Oh, come on. Get in there. There we go.
I'll say that was a nice shot with the little bouncy thing that tries to mess up your accuracy.
96%. That's not sucking right there, boys. That's actually... That's amazing.
That's it. Unless your parents are Asian, 7%? In any other household, that is perfect. Why you not get 100%? Why you not doctor? What we got? Bob's an android, and the chat is secretly a game of red light, green light.
Yep.
Man, hell, if I did have the ability to do such a thing, like, earlier, Catman and I on the live stream, I was asking him in the chat what would be, like, the first piece of cyberware you would install. Like, would you replace a limb, an organ, or something like that? I went for an eye, and honestly, what I would do is have a little heads-up display with my left eye that I'd replace, and it would just be the live chat right there. I don't know, Chief, what would be your piece of cyberware?
I'm not sure on that one. Cyber Eyes would most likely be it, but, yeah.
Yeah, my left eye is my lazy eye, so it's just like, get that out of there.
I don't know, it'd be a toss-up between that and a metabolizer. Would be a good cyber thing to have.
That is a good thing, yeah. And we also went with the assumption that these cyberware work perfectly fine, no issues.
Yep. No cyberpunk shenanigans where it breaks it. It's designed purposely to break down, so they have to constantly take shit.
Yeah, one moment. I go for the arm with any attachment. Yeah, that was Captain's. He went with the arm that was it Long John Silver has in Treasure Planet, that animated Disney movie, because it was like an arm, but it was a Swiss Army knife of anything you could need. The Diener Productions, Cyber Mouse, so I can taste the salt radiating from Orc on a daily basis.
I don't have that much salt.
Though I also was honest and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't just stop with one. I'd make it to where my entire body's mechanical. The only thing that's still organic is my brain.
Why even go that far? Ghost in the Shell, you don't need any of that shit.
True. It's true. I don't know. I always went with the assumption, like, you can't upload a consciousness, and if it is a consciousness, it's not you.
Yeah.
It's a memory of you that's effectively just... I don't know, it's a false copy. Not even like a proper clone.
In theory,
Because if I'm gonna upload my consciousness, I want to make sure I'm in there, if that makes sense. I don't want it to just be a carbon copy of how my brain thinks and all that.
Well, how would you
Because
know?
at that point, the real you dies, and then... Yeah, sure, your consciousness lives on, but that's not you anymore. You're in the ground, and then your false clone is walking around, walking and talking like you.
Maybe.
Gentleman, make a powerful, salty wizard character for your next D&D campaign and name him Sodium Potter. And Ladiner Productions.
Did I ever tell you the time I actually had Shadow Man? I actually had our little troll show up for the set for D&D once. It's one of the funniest things. Again, he's one of those people that you gotta watch out, because like they don't mind if it's a game mechanic, but when it's an actual person, they cannot under any circumstances like that. Like they have to, if it's a machine, anything else, okay, they don't worry about it. But when it comes to an actual human being, it's like this big old fuck you. And so,
like a villain or an NPC.
No, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. They cannot handle. Some people are like that. Like there's a lot of times I've said to a lot of people, D&D is not for everybody. You gotta basically treat the DM as basically a computer. It's an active computer that's designed to do XYZ things. It's not out to get you. It's out to get what would be based off what it's, what I'm going to do based off what is. That's how that works.
Yeah, I got you. One moment before we get too far. Ladiner Productions, all I know about Ghost in the Shell is a giant ladybug mech, and I can assure you I absolutely need to have that. I kind of agree. I think those things are cool, even though they have a soul of a child in it.
Yeah, it's like Chroma. Yeah.
And then the other thing that he said was, Ghost in the Shell is my LDC list. So might watch some episodes now that I'm bringing that back. Yep. What is an LDC list?
Eldener Cinema. It was a cinema I did with him. I don't know if I'll be a part of that still, but there's a cinema I did with him a while back. It was him showing. I was showing him movies, but it was movies in general, and he got and it was like this movie thing we were doing.
Eldener. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm just trying to put all the letters together.
Oh, fuck. Ah, you did it.
By the way, so his next message was, my DM was so obsessed with his figurines and putting them in the right place, but it took forever to do literally anything. That might be why I'm not a fan of D&D. That's a 5e thing. I think that was like, what, a 4-point-something thing to 5e where they had the map and putting the figures and everything?
No, that's every edition. You can play the game any way you want to play. Like, there's nothing stopping you from... I follow the rules based off a guideline, basically. Like...
Because the only games that we've ever had figurines on a map was whenever I played a 5e game. Okay, the chat's going fast. I gotta go about this real fast. The Dinner Productions, I'm going to try without guests on stream, but if you're more than welcome to watch and chat.
Yeah, I will. Most likely.
I can't treat you as the DM like a computer. The tools of hitting it a few times or blowing it to try and fix, it's not something I'm willing to proceed with to get it to work. We understand, Shadow Man.
Yeah,
LD Near. Okay, LD Near. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah. So what happened, like I said, so what was happening with our friend here Oh, controller's acting up again. Hold on. Hopefully the controller works. Okay. So what was happening with him is that, so we were playing the game. And like I said, some players, they get really competitive, and because they're fighting a person, it becomes instead of enjoying the adventure or having fun.
Catch you later, Captain.
Yeah, Captain. But that's how that works. Some players just, unfortunately, if you let them do this, they will lose their mind. Yeah, no, the controller's acting up again. Hold on a sec here. I hate this controller.
So, yeah, whenever you get everything fixed back up, what do you mean? Like when they run into an NPC or a bad situation?
No, it's always against the person. It becomes a fight between the DM and the player. So the player is never ever going to be happy at the table.
I get what you're saying. I mean, granted, I've had a few of those moments where I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
It's called shit. It's shit pickers. That's what they're referred to as in a DM colloquial term. They're people who will always look at the negative, never look at the positive. They'll always be like, you're doing this to me, aren't you? Oh, you're treating me poorly. Oh, you're doing that. Oh, it's just against me. You know, like we had that with Kaiser for a while when Kaiser was playing.
Yes. Granted, I've never had that situation. I think the only time we've ever clashed was a miscommunication of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And, of course, my own stupid actions that got me my consequences. But it's for roleplay, damn it. That's why. Yeah,
and it's that mentality does not go well for D&D. That means that you're gonna never have fun at the table. It's better just to quit at that point. And I've actually had players, and most of the time, most DMs won't, they'll let stuff go. But that's what's going on there. When you see that, like I've seen that a couple times. I've seen that recently. Just some people, they're not going to have fun at the table. Then you might as well not have them at the table, because as far as they're concerned, it's not them they're playing against. It's not like the story. It's like a good example of this. I've said to multiple people over the years. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to kill you.
Shadowman says, just like full rules and scenarios to me ahead of time. Otherwise, I feel like I'm playing chess with a pigeon.
Yeah, that's how it works. Some people, they will not have fun. If you do that to them, you're basically going to have them they're just going to get mad, and they're going to quit. They're going to rage quit on you. It's just how it works. Some people, they can let the story go and they have fun. But Rebel, aka Shadow Man, when he showed up, all they had to do was a detect magic. He never thought of doing that. No. He never thought, I could just use detect magic. That never registered in his thought, I could just use the spell. And because he never thought to himself he could just use that spell, the end result was, he's constantly getting hit by magic. And he's like, fuck this shit. He finally snaps. It's like, fuck this shit. This is fucking bullshit. All I'm doing is suffering fucking damage. And I said, I couldn't say to him, hey, that's not it. If you cast the spell, you solve the day. It's like, I'm done. And he walks out. I just kind of like, what could I say to him there? It's like, I couldn't do shit. The problem was, like I said, I just had to let him sit on the fucking vine, and I couldn't say anything. And the full rules, again, this is a guy that just showed up at the table and said, I want to play this. And that's what did it. That's what ended his game setting. And like I said, with people like that, I would rather have that at the table than someone lying to me at the table. That actually is more negative, in my personal opinion, than someone actually trying.
when you say lying, do you have like a rough example?
Well, people say stuff behind as people they start like what we had those other individuals years ago. They talked so much shit. We remember those individuals when we had it at the table. And I've had that before. My favorite one I ever had happen is I had a player back in the university days. I literally I go to get stuff at the table, and his exact I kind of couldn't stop laughing because he legitimately I'm at the table and I'm like I'm listening in and I could hear what he has to say. And I'm like, okay, I can hear you, like in the back, like I'm sitting there at the cafeteria at the time at the university. So I'm thinking to myself, he's got to notice me. I'm behind him. No, I mean lying is back talking behind someone's back. Like, oh, the game's fine. I'm having absolute fun. Oh, I'm having a blast, man. This is the greatest game ever. And then, fuck that game. That DM fucking sucks. He's the worst DM on the planet. Oh, I don't know why we're fucking playing at his table. I had that happen quite a lot. Players who have done that shit. And it's, my thought process is always towards that is, okay, I would rather you just say it to my face right now while we're mid-game instead of lying to me and telling me the game's okay. If you have a problem, I'll listen.
Well, I'd say passive aggressiveness is for those girls that gossip at Starbucks.
Yeah.
We're a group of gentlemen, fine folks sitting around a D&D table. Just be fucking honest.
Yeah, you don't need to lie. So this was freaking funny. So this guy, this guy decided that I'm not decided to basically be a little prick behind everyone's back. Yeah, I don't like two-facing. I'm not a fan of that. It sort of rubs me the fucking wrong way.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. Whenever I first joined your D&D group, we had a guy like that.
Yep. Oh yeah, he would talk out of one hand and be like, then the second the game's over, he'd just bitch. And it's like, well, then why are you playing? Don't fucking show up.
Even tried to get me in on the, what do you call that? The conspiracy. Tried to get me in on the conspiracy. I'm like, no, dude. No. Yeah, and like I said, what was even worse was, I remember he was even like, lying to all the players. He was telling some fucked up, he was doing some fucked up shit. And I was just like, buddy, like, I could tell. And then he was stealing players from my group and going to his group. I mean, that shit's just sleazy as fuck. My worst offenders usually the people who, if you're gonna talk shit, no problem. But be honest about the shit talking. That's kind of my rule for DMs. Like, be straightforward. If you got an ish, talk to the big man.
If I have anything, I try to be as honest as fuck. If I have anything to say about somebody, I could say it right to their fucking face if I want to say something. Now, usually I'm a decorum motherfucker. I'll talk in private.
Yeah.
Especially if someone's in trouble with me. They'll usually get a thing of, we need to talk. Or do we have to talk? Will be my response. So that's more my thought process on life. But yeah. No, when that guy, I still remember that time. I literally walked up behind him while I was eating. And he's literally talking shit about how bad I am as a DM. wow, this guy fucking sucks. He's the worst DM I've ever had. Man, I mean, if we only had another, man, I should just run the game. And I said, like kind of quietly looking. I was looking right at him. I nodded and went, yeah, maybe you should. He's like, oh, you're behind me. It's like, yeah, I'm behind you. I couldn't believe.
I could just imagine the purple menacing from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
It's just this big silhouette of an ogre behind him.
Yeah, I was right behind this motherfucker. But yeah, I'm not a fan of don't shit talk, I don't care if someone shit talks me, don't shit talk to me, it's my big problem. You do that, you're gonna get on my shit list. I'm gonna have something to say. And this guy was talking shit about everybody. And this guy just non-stop shit. Worse than most people I've had at the table. Like, I've had people, like, everyone does it. Everyone gets upset, everyone gets angry, everyone has a bad day. Those I don't mind. But this was just like, this guy, and we caught him multiple times doing this. It wasn't just like one time. Apparently, his girlfriend was playing in my group, his ex-girlfriend was playing in my group. And she was like, wow, that's all he does is bitch about you. And I'm like, we'll be on a date night and he'll be bitching. And I'm like, he's bitching about me playing D&D on your date night. Shouldn't he be worried about, your date night?
Are you having a good time, sweetheart?
Yeah.
How's your wine? I don't know. It's like, how's your night? Did you have a nice night at work? It's like, what the that I don't know if that's a level of autism or like fucking psychosis, like American Psycho, where he keeps staring at the card. It even has a watermark.
Yeah,
you believe that, honey? It has a watermark.
Yeah. No, that's how I felt about it. Because like I was thinking to myself, like and what happened is we did a dungeon. We did the dungeon, the dungeon of the eternal, the dungeon of elemental evil, which is widely considered one of the most destructive, nasty dungeons you can play in D&D. It is like top tier. Fuck, I hate this dungeon. I've had players rage quit the eternal dungeon. It's fucking brutal. It is the most brutal game dungeon you will play in D&D. By far, absolute nightmare. And everyone wanted to play it.
Cozy. I mean, hell, I already know what an earth elemental is capable of, let alone other elementals and whatever else is in there.
Oh yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, buddy, just and everyone wanted to play it. I did not want to play this dungeon.
Shadow Man, roll for initiative to clap cheeks.
Well, yeah. I did not want to play this, but players were like, we want to try it at least once. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Sure, we'll try it once. I hated it altogether because I knew what the end result would be. I was going to have angry players. It's designed purposely to, piss people off. It is legitimately designed to piss players off. It is one of the hardest go fuck yourself dungeons. And again, I'm pretty relaxed with my dungeon shit. Like, I'm actually not that bad. I'm I would say from a dungeon perspective, I'm about, like a DM, I'm considered average compared to some of the dungeons in 5e or second ed. But this guy, this guy's just freaking out and getting upset about it. So here's what ended it with me. Here's what ended it with me. I get at the table, and he's eating pizza at the local Pizza Hut because that's like the little pizza store they have at the university. And this fucker says this guy's like, okay, and I walk in and I see him going. I grab the pizza for the session, and I see him put something away, and I said, buddy, what the fuck was that? that isn't what I think it is it? He's like, well, what do you think it is? Is that the actual book for the tome for the elemental evil? And he's like, oh,
like the whole goddamn guidebook.
Yes, that was actually the campaign book. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, buddy, what in the fuck, man? Like, well, I just wanted to make sure you weren't cheating us. You want to make sure I'm not cheating the players. Then ask me. I'm not gonna tell, like, dude, just fucking know. He's like, well, it's like, well, buddy, you can't play anymore. And he's like, why? I said, because you just fucking took the tome. You basically read the book to the guy, to the thing. I can't fundamentally let you play. Now, I'm sorry, but you're out. You're fucking out. And he was so mad, and he left the table, and he left the table and never came back. But every once in a while, I would hear like a university student say something along the lines of, for that year, I would hear the same thing every time. Oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to play in your group because, Buddy said this. They said, oh, is it this guy? Yeah, we caught him cheating, so I kicked him from the table. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Tomb of Elemental Evil is just nasty. There's a part of a dungeon that if you don't get a key item, one item, you can miss it. It can be it's so mundane that if you miss it, it's over. It's just like, okay, you just lost the elemental the tomb. You just lost the fight. It's over.
Oh man, that was Gygax incurring his wrath right there.
Yeah, and it's a mundane thing too. It's like so simple to fucking lose, to not notice it, to not get it. It's that simple. You can, in all intents and purposes, fail the dungeon fucking instantly. It is the most brutal dungeon you can ever play in D&D. I think there's one worse. I think there's something of the And there's one area that if you fuck up, all you're supposed to do to the players at that point is to non-stop spawn until they die. That's it. And it's awful. Like it is by far my most hated dungeon I have ever run as a DM. I'm nasty. I can be really nasty. Again, Blood Rain. The Blood Rain was pretty nasty as a DM. That's actually one of my more nastier things I've ever done to a group. But I also know you guys can manage that. That's not something I'm almost 100% certain that the player base can handle that level of destruction.
Especially when I understand what it is.
Yeah.
But I admit I was slow on that, where it was like I should have actually spoke up and said something.
So I'm going to explain what the Blood Rain was. So they the party is in a fully active war zone. Fully active. This is a complete war zone game at this point. It wasn't supposed to be, but because of when you guys went out, this war is happening. The rule with D&D is if you have an active game like this, the game doesn't stop playing because the players aren't there. The game keeps going, and the story keeps going, even if you guys show up or not. It's part of the the energy of the table. If you have a dead game world, then the players are going to expect nothing to happen when they're gone, and then they'll never want to accomplish anything. You also can't have heroes that solve every problem. You got to kind of have that 50-50. They can be the heroes, but they have to be the heroes,
I get what you're saying,
yeah.
Hell, you're nothing until you make yourself something. One thing I think a lot of people forget in D&D, if you're level 1, you're still like Lay Olaf's son, you're a nobody.
Yeah.
But once you get to like, let's say, level 8 to 10, okay, people know your name. They're known in a local area. When you get above that, you are more than just a household name. You are, I don't know, the destroyer of evil or some shit. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, about there. Yeah, that's about right. That's how that usually goes, because most players won't. Yeah, and that's the thing. And you can only explain to someone so much how much that table actually does that. You know, like some players will never get it. Some players want, like, they fall in, like they get in their own heads, and that's it. It's over.
That's one thing I always try to explain to people who play 5e games. Put a little bit of heart into your character, because you must remember, unless you're doing an Ubermensch campaign where you guys start off as like level 10, because you're fighting some big bads, you're nobody. You are nothing until you make yourself something. And every struggle along the way is something that adds to that story.
Yeah, again, that's the problem with Critical Roles. In a lot of ways, Critical Roles has caused that issue.
I was about to get onto that. Where you create like a level 2 bard, and it's like, yes, look at this fantastic character. I'm like, it's a level 2 bard with like one song, and he plays the lute poorly.
Yeah. It's stuff like, because Critical Roles made everyone the superstar. Like, think about Vox Machina. Like, a good example of Vox Machina. All those characters have like insane like repetitions. They're all nobility. They all got a revenge story. It's all about working the story. It's not about playing the game at that point. Again, this is why this is why I have such a negative aspect towards Critical Role. I call Critical Role acting Dungeons & Dragons, because that's what it is. This is why I think Critical Role, and it's poorly acted, by the way, sometimes. Like, keep in mind the fun that is the Critical Vox Machina game, you know? Like the Vox Machina TV show. That is, it's who it is. But that's,
which is why I was surprised that you watched it. Honestly.
I watched it all the way through, and again, because I'm looking at it from the perspective of not a D&D, not an adventure. I'm looking at this from the perspective of a guy, watching a cartoon.
Okay, yeah, it's Saturday morning cartoon, except modern.
Yeah, just a fantasy role play. And you know what? It's good for a fantasy role play.
No Man's Land, and after I get it closer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we during that Blood Rain, it was No Man's Land, effectively.
Yeah. Well, no, there was a battle above you guys, and like I was gonna, I'll keep going on that. But like I was saying before, when you have players, like I said, I've had players who have that attitude, that negative attitude. And when you do anything, they're gonna have a problem, because it's a human element. It's not like if it's the computer doing it. Oh, it's the computer fucking with me. Well, I can't do anything about that. It's a computer. Okay. It's like, I make the joke. I've said this over and over and over again as a joke. People get it. Some people get it. Some people don't. Let's be honest. In life, in life, we are more sympathetic to animals than we are people. Even children don't get the same love as animals, because animal isn't innocent. It's the innocent creature, the innocent life. And so for us humans, we don't, for some reason, that brain won't register in there. It won't say, oh, you know what? We're not the creatures. And that happens a lot. That happens to a lot of players. That actually does happen to a fuck ton of players. They'll, because it's the human doing it to them, not a machine, not something that's apathetic, they instantly have to knock against you.
Okay, I'm starting to get what you're saying. Before I was lost, but now it's like when you see that the game is being run by a person, you instantly have an issue.
Yeah, it's now... Yeah, gentlemen, hello!
To where if you're playing XCOM, it's like the fucking computer cheated me again.
Yeah, the RNG just didn't like me today. If you want to join us, DJ, we're going to be talking about Lindsay Headland in a bit.
Yeah. Feel free to join. I'd love to have you on, DJ.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Acolyte again.
If you have something to scream about with Star Wars Acolyte or any Star Wars related media in the modern era, feel free, DJ.
Yeah.
You know I am. If I can remember half the stuff I forced myself to forget.
Yeah.
Alright, catch you later, Kevin.
I'll get one, Rum. Yeah, no, but that's what that was right there. That was the problem I had with a lot of I've had that with some tables. Some tables you can get away with, you know, but I've had players cheat in big ways, and it's always fun when they cheat in a big way. Because it's always like, really, you're gonna cheat here? You're gonna fucking cheat here? Of all things, you have decided. Yeah.
I remember being yelled at by an entire table. Like, they screamed, like, meta knowledge. It's like, no, that's meta, you can't do that. Because I put 2 and 2 together that skeletons would be weak to blunt. Because it's a fucking skeleton.
Yeah.
And they thought I was doing meta knowledge, but I'm like, dude, you play any RPG, and most people can put 2 and 2 together. Brittle bones plus mace
Equals bad day for skeletons, yeah, I know.
Yeah. And it's like, what do you mean meta knowledge? What the fuck?
Okay, speaking about meta knowledge, I have to say something here. Anybody else? Okay, I'm running around these trains right now, going after all the coins and shit. I gotta ask a question. It's just a simple little question. Who the fuck drew this? Like, I mean, I am suspended 100 feet in the air, yet here I am, me, you know, using a train image to travel up and down this shit. Like, who the fuck did that?
Are you talking like in-universe or the designer of the game?
Island. Yoshi's Island. Actually, I gotta keep in mind, I gotta get Yoshi's... what Yoshi game was on the GameCube? I can't remember the name. I can't remember which one was on there. I might have to look that up.
I can look that up right now.
No to acid.
So you're talking about the
Yoshi game.
The game designer, not the in-universe reason.
No, I want to know the in-universe reason why that is.
My best guess isn't that magician? Don't they also have a paintbrush or something?
You know, there's not a character in the Mario universe that has a paintbrush, except for Bowser Jr. Fuck.
Unfortunately, Chief, no dedicated Yoshi games were released on the Nintendo GameCube, but the character appeared in other titles on the system. One specific remade game remade for it was Yoshi's Cookie. It was included in Nintendo's Puzzle Collection.
Okay.
And, what is this? Wait, no. Unless this was a remade game, they have
Epic
Yoshi
Epic.
Party 4.
Yeah.
and
Yoshi.
Yoshi's Adventure. So they
Yeah,
did.
Epic Yarn was on the Nintendo. Something like that. Fuck. Oh well, that's okay. Yoshi's Story. That's what I
On
was thinking.
N64, yeah. Because they did have Yoshi's Adventure, but I think it was the same thing with that N64 where it was just a port. It wasn't originally made for the GameCube.
Yeah, it was. Get on it. Ah, you cock! I don't know if I can get on here and then this is still going to be here, Oh, come on.
Just commuting. Packed. Wait, packed Lyle sardine?
He's packed like a sardine.
Oh, packed. Okay. I apologize if I'm not as vocal. I'm having my dinner effectively.
Yeah, in a while though. Oh yeah, I think he's in New York. That's always fun. Yeah.
It's been a while since I checked back on New York.
Sucks.
Well, no, what I mean is, has things gotten crazier? Has it cooled down? You know, that kind of thing. We already know New York kind of sucks. More specifically, the inner city area. I hear the farm areas aren't as bad.
So Bill 60 got fucking passed today, actually. I was going to talk about that as well today. Speaking about places that suck. Ontario! So, this is either going to be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you feel about certain things.
Okay.
I think some people are going to like this. I think some people are going to hate this. So, what happened is, there's a little bill called Bill 60. What Bill 60 is a brand new bill that they're passed in Ontario. They're doing quite a few things to kind of say fuck you to renters and people on situations. So here's what's happening right now. The nice bill, this brand new fancy fun bill, has an interesting idea. Now what it does is, oh yeah, I got out. What the bill does is, it's a fun one. This bill is a nice little bill that allows you to basically say, hey, you who runs certain things, or you who runs runs rent and stuff. Basically, if someone says, hey, I'm gonna evict you from your place, for whatever reason they're gonna evict you. The way the ruling is, this bill basically allows it so that the tenants can no longer give extra information based off the bill. So basically, let's say you get some secret information that this guy was planning on getting rid of you all along. He secretly had a plan against you. You are like he has been secretly gaming for your place this entire fucking time. I can no longer get that information. I can no longer get that information. I can't. Oh, okay. I got some new information. Well, here's what's going on. Here's what's going on organized groups that basically hold my life in their hands. So now, unfortunately, thanks to this new bill, it don't matter if you got the information. You fucked. Not a fan of this new bill. Because that means...
Please redo your explanation.
Okay, so in a nutshell...
You were gaming so hard that it didn't make any sense to me.
Okay, it didn't make any sense. I'll go back to what I'm saying. This bill basically says that when you go dealing with stuff when you're trying to evict somebody, you have to go to what's called the housing tribunal.
Okay.
It's like basically a secondary place before you can get away with evictions.
Kind of like a landlord's court.
Yeah. Now, in the second tribune, you are supposed to be allowed to give more information, reasonings. You're supposed to do this, like a lot of like ins and outs that you can do to allow for appeals, secondary benefits, all these other things that are supposed to be given to you to give you the advantage, to give you an extra advantage, not a major advantage, but an extra advantage to help you get stuff done with this. Now, that being said, the tribune is not... Now, what's happening is, instead of being allowed to, say, get an appeal process or all the other fun stuff that you're supposed to get, when you do these things, you have to deal with evictions. Now, in Ontario, they can basically say, no, you don't get that extra stuff. Like, say, if you can prove to this guy, you can prove to the tribunal that this guy is secretly going to do this to price hike, for example. That's the big concern, is that they can basically, we're just going to get you evicted. We're looking for any excuse for basically skeezy people that will fuck over renters. Now,
okay.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Now, the other thing this does, which is really dangerous, is also from what I've heard, this bill basically says that you don't, as a renter, you don't have to take low rent housing. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't know from what I saw from the bill, is it's basically forcing you to have, like, okay, I have this thing, I'm going to do this thing, bam, there you go. Like I can't do extra appeals. I can't get the extra appeal in. That's what a lot of people are upset about. The idea that you can't, get extra time. You can't, the guy can throw the eviction on you, and they could basically get you forced out on the tribunal, and you don't have to all this fighting. So basically, any place that isn't government funded, or any places that just want to kick people out, there's a lot of places, that's the big problem. There's such a backwash. Actually, backwash is probably the right term. There's such a backlog of people who have took advantage of the system, fucked the system, and done a lot of really stupid, skeezy shit. And that has caused a huge problem with it, and it's back down the tribunals to the point that some tribunals take 8 months to fundamentally get someone evicted if they want to try to evict you.
Okay. And when you say the people trying to game the system, it's tenants?
Yeah, some tenants are trying to game the system.
Okay. And what this bill does, now that it's passed, is a tenant who is being evicted doesn't have nearly as powerful as an argument or ability to stop themselves from being evicted?
Yes, it cuts off. It cuts off one of those eviction things.
Okay. All right. So this. Gonna be bad people on both sides. I'm be honest.
There always is, especially with it being renters, and mainly it's what it does to Toronto that's the big problem. Which is this, there's a lot. Let's just put it this way: there's a lot of places in Toronto that want their 50 Shades of Grey, so to put it, and a lot of them what they do is. They want to evict you just because you're a low-rent houser, or they're not making enough money, and they're just basically going to force people into a low-rent situation. That's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of it's.
This just sounds chaotic. Because, as a hypothetical, you're not forced to go into low-rent housing after this bill passed, so you go to a nicer neighborhood. Landlord doesn't like that you're not paying nearly as much as everyone else because of subsidies, X, Y, and Z.
Whatever you made that you can.
Either way, he decides to evict you. You have little to no power to challenge that, and now you have to find another place that also probably takes low rent housing, which can be fucking anywhere. Eventually, you're just going to be hopping to every possible rentable property there is, depending on how dickish everything is, or how much of an asshole you are.
It's not even that. Like, this could force low-rent housers to end up in places that they, places they really don't want to be. Like, if like we're already at a point where low-rent housers, a lot of people can't make their money. So imagine if that was amplified by 50. Right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking you're gonna see a lot of moving trucks all over the place.
You're gonna see a lot of people in fucking housing, like they're building literal Ready Player One fucking ghettos right now.
like what they have over in Russia, those mass apartment buildings.
No. They're creating little apartment, like you get a little 1-bedroom house shit pad that's in apartments that's like in a little district. It's like it's literally like RVs but less.
Oh my god, that's smaller than a Connex box.
Yeah. Look up Toronto solution. You can literally take your little house on a bike. And you can ride behind you on a bike. That's what this is now. That's what they're planning.
Fucking dystopian.
It is, and a lot of people it's cool. You get all this neat little things. Oh, it's solar panel. It has a little heater and stuff. It even has a little kitchen. But you're living in a bike. You're living in a coffin that you ride around on. This is really bad. Like, this could really fuck up a lot. Like, this could fuck up a lot of stuff. Now, in some ways, this should have happened before anyway, because there were a lot of people gaming the system. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. There were a lot of people that would prolong it. Certain groups, which we won't get into, would prolong the long process it does to get them out of these locations. Oh, do they make it long, and do they make it processable? If Starfleet, if Mr. Shadowman's still here, he knows who I'm talking about. He knows exactly what I'm going on about. They will bring in charities. They will bring in other groups. They will bring in everything in the kitchen sink just to force the scenario at hand. And boy, are they good at it. They will bring in every freaking foundation group and organization out there. So that's the problem. This doesn't stop them. They're still going to have power. They're still going to fuck with the organization. This basically fucks the average Joe who just wants to fucking live his life. So that's kind of how I look at it from the perspective of that. That's my news for today. It's like, yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all, and I kind of hope it. I kind of hope it fails. I kind of hope this gets. I kindly hope this ends his shit. Like, Doug Ford didn't take it too kindly. You know what they said? Like they actually said evict Doug Ford, the premier. No, this is bad. Like, this doesn't solve the solution because the key problem tenants are still going to be problem tenants. They're not going to get rid of those guys because those guys are going to hide behind, certain foundations and organizations that they've used for years. It's not going to stop other key, and it's not going to start, it's not going to stop the rise of other stuff in Canada. All this is basically you're basically taking the one tool some smaller groups had that had none of the help. You basically took it from them.
Like putting a band-aid on a severed arm.
Put a band-aid. It's like you put some toilet paper on a severed arm. That's what it's like. Because until those groups are gone, this isn't gonna fucking solve that. This isn't gonna solve shit. Make shit worse.
This is just an expedient, convenient option.
It is. It's awful. It's a really bad idea. And I'm not sure how to feel about. Like I said, in some ways I can see it. I know people who rent. I have friends who are renters. I can see why my friends who are renters, I can see why they'd be a little bit happy about this. But as I look at it, I see it as the danger that it is, and it is a fucking dangerous fucking road.
Yeah, watch the tools that can be used against you.
That's how I look at it. This is the tools that can be used against you, and that is my problem. And like I said, it's not going to help. It's not going to help the average Joe. The average Joe isn't going to get that help now, and it's just basically they tied the average Joe's hands behind his back. So now
I moved back home. The rent for the place me and my roommate were staying at jumped up, and it's already San Diego, so it's fucking expensive. And I don't know what else they were doing, but they're up to some shady business where they didn't tell anybody that the price was going up. They just hiked the price and gave a bunch of people late bills.
Yeah. So Shadowman said something.
Yep. Speaking of a drug addict politician, have you gotten to the level where you get high off of the Sky Fuzzies?
What is he talking? I have no idea what he's talking about for Sky Fuzzies.
I think he's talking about this game. I guess Yoshi eats some
puff
balls.
I already beat the Sky Fuzzies. I got 89 on that one. I don't suck at this game that bad. I'm just average.
Yeah, he only sucks a little.
I'm average, like I said. Yeah, I already beat the Sky Fuzzies. So speaking about Sky Fuzzies, don't want to get crushed by that. There. So yeah, that's my take of the local news. A lot of people are pissed off at what's his face over this. Again, a lot of them were like, why didn't he stop that? Why didn't he stop that? Because he doesn't care. I guarantee you, there are, like, this isn't gonna, like, I've said to a bunch of people, this isn't gonna help, like, oh yeah, this is never gonna affect, like, the average renter that rents out his basement apartment. This isn't designed to help him. Oh, this isn't. This is not designed to stop that guy. That guy's still gonna have to deal with all the bullshit, especially if he's dealing with the key groups. You know who this is gonna stop? This is gonna stop the key, like people who actually are trying to, like, you know, corporations that are designed for this. Like that's their game plan. That's their bread and butter. Fuck. Oh wow, am I ever down? Well, 76% ain't too bad. Fuck it. Let's go for it. Yeah. I don't know who's gonna have it worse, to be honest, in some ways. Yeah, because, like Canada's weird this way for its social system. Like I've even told people, and this isn't a joke. I've actually said to someone, move to Canada. Say you're from you're fleeing from some sort of danger, and then start asking for money. They'll cover everything, and that's not a joke. That's legitimately, I have seen it multiple times.
Yeah. I saw what you were talking about. It's like, so my house is a broom closet. That's the amount of space you get. It's a fucking broom closet.
It's not even a broom closet. They're even smaller than that. Yeah. Yeah.
Man. You know another thing that trips me up when I looked up things like Toronto and all that? This is gonna sound fucking stupid. I did not expect Canadians to have a city. I don't know what you guys had, but I just, for some reason, something didn't click. It was like, wait, Canadians have cities?
Yes, unfortunately. I sort of agree.
Yeah, I was just like, wait a second. And then I had to ask myself, wait, what do you mean they don't have cities? Of course they have cities. Why wouldn't they have cities?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, we don't. We also don't have penguins.
Wait, you don't?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Maybe that's what was confusing me. I was expecting some Antarctica ice station. And it's just an entire city that looks like one giant ice station with some roads.
That's Greenland, not us.
Close enough, just a little more east.
Yep. Oh shit! Ah, fuck! I fucked up. Oh well, no big deal.
Gentlemen, this game was secretly a psyop to get people to not have kids.
Yep. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard that baby cry that often. I haven't heard wee, wee, wee.
And he states, we don't have penguins, just regular fat men in coats.
We don't call those people penguins. We call those Eskimos. Okay, that was really racist. I apologize.
Like that one guy who ate to make a big egg.
Yeah. That was really racist.
I was thinking you were gonna call them Walmartians.
Yeah. Oh, DJ. Did he retract the message? The message didn't show up. Hold on here. Hi. You're roboting, Bob. That's what's going on there. Aha! Stop talking about your self-work. Okay. Alright. Got a full egg hack. Did we lose everybody? Are you still with me, Bob? Oh, we lost Bob. Bob, we lost you. Yeah, we lost Bob. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully he comes back. Ellie can't be racist. I don't consider Ellie a racist.
Sound check.
Yeah, you're sounding fine.
There we go. I thought there was something going on with my microphone because I didn't see the blue ring in the Discord.
Yeah, and then I disconnected you so I could get you back on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw your like just pretty much dead. It's like, oh, okay, I gotta reconnect him.
Yeah, my system's like, hey, something's wrong with Discord. You're no longer in the chat.
Yeah, that's why I kicked you off. Sorry.
Oh, it's no problem. I understand the reason.
Yep.
DJ Ronnie and Ellie can't be racist. Lewis aren't powerful. Luke waits, and I didn't join or Dylan.
Yeah. Oh, I thought.
Do you need to fix your keyboard, or are you just sandwiched that in to where you're like fat fingering the keyboard?
No, he hasn't on yet. No, I asked him if DJ had just joined because I heard a ping. I went, oh, okay. Yeah, so we might as well get started. We've been at it. We've been playing at this for a while. We got some people. So let's talk about, first of all, I need you to do me a solid. If we're going to talk about the article, we have to actually put the article up so that we are not, yes, we have to be smart about it. Otherwise, people could say we're taking advantage of your article, we're taking advantage of their blah, 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 blah. You know the game. We all know the game.
Exactly what you mean.
Yep.
I've dealt with these kinds of people before. Not fond of them.
No, I'm not fond of them either. But it's life. It's who they are.
When your only authority comes from pen and paper, those of flesh will have little respect.
Yeah, that's about right. So Lindsay Hedman, the famous being the reason Star Wars died.
There it is.
Yep. The main reason Star Wars died. Ooh, we're getting some lag. Oh, I was getting some lag for a couple seconds there because this is Oh, I wanted to cheat it. Oh well, I can still cheat it. Okay, here we go, baby. Boom! Y'all mushrooms now. Y'all lost. So, like I said, Lindsay Hanlon, the one known and responsible for the death of Star Wars, because of the famous acolyte, she is back in the news again. And you figure she'd learn. You know, you always want to wonder if, like, what goes through these people's minds when they do stuff. And apparently a whole lot of nothing, from what I can tell. So yeah, Miss Hedlund has decided to talk about continue her conversation about how it's YouTubers' fault. Now it's not. It's YouTubers' fault that the Acolyte. It's not that the Acolyte was a fanfic and was basically Lindsay Headland, wanting to have a super attractive girl that she could kind of flirt with and see with another person. Her creating her own personal hardcore fan fantasy. A woman that had no care of Star Wars and just wanted to steal Star Wars for herself. It's not that. No.
Yeah, that could be said for like a lot of modern iterations of things. Just fanfic.
Like, it's not
fanfic
that
with
she...
a budget.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's not that... Yeah, it's not that she wanted a actual, that this was actually awful. And when you have someone who didn't care about Star Wars, wanted to create her own personal perversion of Star Wars, was given the job by one of her friends, the opposite of DEI, is now, and also worked for Epstein of all things. This woman worked with Epstein during, not Epstein, wrong guy.
I'm about to say, Chief, that's a big jump there.
Yeah, no. What's his name there? Weinstein. I apologize. I got my Steens wrong. My bad. I can't.
I will say that's close enough. Honest mistake.
Yeah.
Weinstein.
Yeah. About as bad if you think about it in some ways. I mean, this was a man who got quite well infamized by the fact that he was, getting women to, oh, you want to be a Hollywood star? Take off your shirt.
Take off your shoes. Let me smell your feet.
No, smelling the feet would have been okay. He wanted a little more.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy, apparently they had women, carded to him like they were on, a flavor row or something like that. It was a very interesting individual, this Weinstein individual.
Always makes you wonder how Hollywood has so much degeneracy in it. We don't figure it out until, a few years later. And now we're finding it out lightning quick because of the internet.
Well, yeah, because the internet doesn't forget, boys and girls. The internet does not forget.
It merely is.
Yep.
Okay. You want me to start?
Yeah, start. Go ahead.
How Leslie Headland is forging ahead with diverse stories amid industry's rollback, and what really happened with The Acolyte. Alright, sorry.
No, that works perfect for that.
Leslie Headland knows firsthand just how significantly Hollywood has changed over the last 2 decades. He first broke out as an indie filmmaker with a distinct voice, writing and directing an adaptation of her raunchy play Bachelorette. That's how you say that.
Raunchy. Yeah.
Oh, Raunchious. Okay.
Yeah.
Bachelorette in 2012. And following that up with R-rated Allison Brie/Jason... What the fuck? Eutychus? Rom-com. Sleeping with Other People in 2015. Both indies that found audience to Sundance. That's already something that you need to take into consideration. She worked on raunchy and rom-com stuff. I don't think that fits with a space opera.
Yeah. Yeah, that and the fact that she was, like I said, she is a fraud, apparently, in a lot of ways. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Hearsay, Your Honor. Then in 2019, at the height of the studio's spending bonanza on streaming, she co-created a twisty, dark comedy Netflix series Russian Doll with Natasha Lyonne and Amy Poehler, directing half of the season and picking up Emmy nominations. And then
Yeah,
she made a Star Wars show.
Considering the fact that Emmys are easy to get, they're like getting ice cream at this point. Yeah.
My book is a New York Times bestseller.
Yep.
Then she made a Star Wars show. We have a quote here.
Yep.
I think we're in a really interesting in-between place right now, Hedlund told The Wrap of current marketplace as she continues to develop and produce projects through her shoot to Midnight Banner.
That's her own personal period. She basically got a studio. She has her own. She's living off the government tea, basically. Guaranteed that's government funded. Put money on that.
And if not, then it's what is it? A non-profit charity or whatever the hell they call those.
Oh, it's a wink wink non-profit wink 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 charity wink 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 wink.
I still love the concept of a non-profit profit. It's like an oxymoron.
Oh yeah. They make. You'd be surprised how evil some of this shit is. It's like my friend was like, when I explained all this to him, he was like, "So you're telling me that these fuckers actually make money off these charities?" Yes, they'll make real money, like thousands of dollars, like some of them almost $1 million. A good example of this was the Clinton Foundation. Oh, I hope I don't get banned for this, but there was a lot. Like, it was so bad. Like, at one point, think about it like this, okay? Hillary Clinton doesn't win. All of a sudden, the Clinton Foundation, all this millions of dollars and all these things that the Clinton Foundation was supposed to do, all these like private meetings at the foundation and all this other type of shit, all of a sudden it just vanished. Ha! Ain't that interesting? I'm gonna keep dying.
Almost like the money wasn't there.
Yep. Like I said, this company made a lot of money. The more the Clintons were in power, the more they did that. Like I said, I gotta watch what I say because I don't want to end up assassinated. Or all of a sudden they find stuff on my phone.
What's this? Is this a D&D smut book? You heathen. Yeah,
they're gonna find Oriental Adventures on my phone and I'll end up in jail for hate crime. Anyway.
Hey man, Oriental Adventures and Al-Qadim are fucking based.
They are.
Alright. The company's ethos was originally built on elevating unacknowledged or underrepresented voices in dark comedy. What the hell does that even mean?
Basically, she's saying that, even though there's a fuck ton of people, like, for her little studio during the time of Ghostbusters 2016, The Bachelorette, My Greek Fat blah 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 blah.
All my big fat Greek wedding.
Yeah. All that shit that was happening during that era when her studio existed, they were there. No, this was a funding scam. Anyway, go ahead, keep going.
But as the market got more challenging after COVID, Shoot to Midnight became about crafting relationships and seeking out female writers, specifically television writers, who wanted to get in and sort of break into the industry.
Yeah.
That's been a challenge recently, Hedlund said, acknowledging the rollback in DEI and female-led projects at major studios.
In other words, they're not going to get paid to hire your writer. No more. They're not going to get funding from the government or organizations. Because they're not going to get funding from the government or organizations, these groups are no longer allowed, no longer have the fun and the necessity of having you know, the benefit of that. Like where at one time,
I get what you're saying. You're saying
Yeah.
it's like instead of getting free money from a certain organization, now they have to pay out of pocket, and they're not fond of that. So no wonder they're not going to get X
yeah,
writer
they're
who's
not,
of X race and X
yeah, yeah,
gender.
or X gender. Yeah, that's what's going on there.
Oh man.
That's what that was. That's what her studio was. In a nutshell, her studio was designed to go, hey, charity. Don't you not want to be racist or sexist?
Hey, non-profit.
You hire our writer. You hire our key writer, and we'll make sure that people know that you're not sexist, racist, homophobic. And then they get money for doing that, and then the organizations they'll get charity money. They'll get that nice little, hey, look, we do stuff. We're good boys. You like us, good boys, right? Good boys. That's what this is. It's a
Chief, the real kicker of that is, I know people of what would be defined as minority groups who have far better and more creative writing chops than the hacks that they hire here. That's why I also think this is nothing but what is that word?
Look at High Guardian's Fight.
It's nepotism.
Look at High Guardian's Fight. This is actually what it is. It's legitimately nepotism. Like we saw it like in the gaming community, we've seen it so much at this point. A lot of us are just fed up with this. By the way, if you want to know what that dumpster goblin looked like that was hounding our good friend in chat right now, if you want to know what she looks like, she looks exactly like that person. Like, literally, that image of her, that's her.
I don't have an image, but...
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the image of the person...
Those were some good burritos.
All right, well, that's good, man. All right, so that is what's going on with... So keep going with this Lindsay Hensian headline, but that's what her company was doing.
Yeah. That's the type of development project that I think people are a bit more wary about than they were in the 2018 and 2019 era. Yeah, because you're a hack. Indeed, Headland's original Star Wars series, The Acolyte, was caught in the crosshairs when it debuted in 2024, becoming the target of racist online attacks over the decision to center a black female lead played by Amandla Stenberg. I don't know why I had a hard time.
I didn't know Swedish people got racism, but apparently. Look. The truth on the matter. She never really got lots of attacks for that. She got attacks for the things she ended up shouting out at the people of this. Like she, again, this woman she's talking about made a diss track. Well, people were trash talking this, going, yeah, this is kind of shit. Like people were like, yeah, this looks awful. The way they're talking about, the way they were promoting this was, this is the most gayest Star Wars show ever. And I'm like, so in other words, you're picking a fight with people. And I'm not talking about racist people. I'm talking about
plot holes and filmography errors that people were pointing out. No one mentioned anything about race unless it was in reference to DEI, because we all know why they did it.
Yeah, so that was what made it funny. That had me laugh a little bit, because it's like, no, it had nothing to do with racism about the actress. Because again, you know what I've said to someone? I was talking to someone recently. I think it was even on live stream. I even remember saying, and I think I'm not the only one that said it. I've heard other people say it. I have heard other people say this exact same thing to me before they really started pulling this shit. You know what a lot of my friends used to think? The exact thoughts that would go into their head.
What was that?
No. No. Most of our thoughts were just very simple thoughts. And you know what those thoughts were? Hey,
That's why I asked, what was that?
Yeah. Okay. Our thoughts were very simple, and they were easy thoughts. They were, hey, I wonder if the story's good. Now, it's, oh great, there's a black actress, or oh great, it's an agenda. They have ran the agenda into the ground so heavy that like people now are like angry about the agenda. That used to never be a fucking thing. I used to never hear. Back in the day, it was like, oh, is it like, dude, like, we didn't care that they did a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We were like, oh, cool, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's neat. I didn't see it because it was stunning and brave. I saw it because it was fucking funny. Like, same with Family Ties. We never saw race. We saw it was funny.
Oh, not to mention the fucking Boondocks. I fucking love Boondocks. God damn.
Yeah,
that's why I was bitter when they took it off the air. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Oh, that needed to be took off the air. It got so bad after. There were some seasons where it just got bad.
Oh, dude, that's the best part about it, was the whole thing was a critique.
Yeah, I know, but it got a little too zany at the last bit where they were damn near slaves on a plantation at the last seasons. That got a little much even for me. I was like, okay, where are they going with this?
Yeah, the original writer for the Boondocks, who started like a comic series, is like, he's a black man who's doing the whole point of the Boondocks is a critique on black culture.
Yeah. It was good. It was amazing. It was actually one of the best comedy shows. I honestly think it was one of the best comedy shows we had at that time. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm being honestly serious. At that time, we really didn't have anything. Metalopolis was also out during that time, but I considered Metalopolis I didn't consider it more of a comedy. I considered it more of a, like, how to put Metalopolis. I thought of it more of a satire on the metal culture, on the extreme metal culture. That was about it. I really didn't find it as the Boondocks. Metalopolis is still amazing. Like, fucking, don't get me wrong, great fucking show. But yeah, no, I didn't have the same level I did for the other one.
I forget what was the reason that they drank bleach in that episode. I think they wanted to like clean their system or something.
Yeah.
That the same way as you drink like matcha or like some sort of tea.
Yeah.
But they thought the best way to clean their systems was just to drink bleach. It's like, I love how stupid they are sometimes. Okay, carrying on. Mandela, Stenberg, the show was cancelled after one season, a decision that didn't catch Hedlund completely off guard, but still stung. Okay.
Bullshit!
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. I'm like, uh-huh. You know, if it didn't catch you completely off guard, then why is this article here?
Yeah, why are you so fucking salty to this day? Like, she is salty. You can tell by like what she says. This. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, this is a quote. Quote, I was not surprised by the cancellation, in parentheses. I think I was surprised with the swiftness of it and the publicness of it, she said.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When a big name show gets canceled, everybody knows. What do you mean you're surprised by the publicness of it?
No. You want to know what she's talking about? Let me explain a little more history and lore to this shit. What happened is she didn't get announced that there's a cancellation. It didn't come from Disney because Disney was so scared to say anything because, you know, it's fucking Disney and they were like they were sucking the copium thing again, trying to make the money. that when Disney did this, when Disney finally went off the thing and said, yeah, we're canceling, they literally just told another thing. She never found out through people that the show was canceled. She found out through a news person. Like this was a public assassination of a show. Like this was one of the more amazing things. Like I think YouTubers knew first before she knew that the show was done. And the reason is because Disney, like I said, it had gotten so much backlash. Yeah, it had gotten amazing backlash.
She said, I was surprised by how it was handled, but once I was getting particular phone calls about the reaction and the criticism and the viewership, I felt like, okay, the writings are on the wall for sure.
Yeah, like, maybe the fact that people hated the show so fucking much, maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem was that people hated this show it went from, first episode, 1 million people watched it. Second episode, not even half. Third episode, even less.
Oh my god, damn, that is a fucking blow. 1 million to a half, and then a quarter.
Yeah. And
that's
you know what
really
episode?
Bad,
you know
especially if your main profits are also streaming services.
Yeah. Well, here's what got even better. From what the show that really, the episode that kind of ended it was the infamous, the one, the few, the many. That's when the show just went. It fucking imploded, and there weren't rewatches. There weren't any rewatches. The show had 0 rewatches at all. It was absolutely fucking hated. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's absolutely hated. Yeah, keep going.
But Headland said she learned something vital through the Acolyte kerfuffle, as she saw online creators, many of whom she'd followed for years before she made a Star Wars show of her own, rack up views and thus ad revenue for their lengthy reviews and recaps about the show. As she looks ahead, she thinks Hollywood is misunderstanding how exactly those models work. Yeah, they are, because they got DEI and this shit. DEI does not make money.
No. You know what? No. See, that's the problem. The problem is Hollywood's still doing this. There's a reason why anime is winning, and winning hard.
The best part is, you got plenty of old animes you can watch too. Same with old movies.
Like, there's a reason why these shows are absolutely, like, top. Like, again, anime shouldn't. And let's be honest, okay? Most animes are pretty shonen, which are basic battle bitch animes. That's what they are. That's fine, but that's what they are. We all know it. We all kind of know that's what this is.
We know we're watching Dragon Ball for the fights.
Yeah, we are. We are watching Dragon Ball for the fights. We are watching stuff for the key things. We're not watching, as people would say, we're not watching the things that we want to like. We're not on the level of, oh, we're watching this for this. No, we're watching for the fun.
And who doesn't like a good Dragon Ball battle? Unless it spans like 5 episodes, then it just gets old.
Yeah, so to us, and to me as a fan, like, we know what they're like. A lot of fans know what they're watching. Like, a good example of this is Fire Force. Fire Force is badass battles, weird over the top shit, then followed by naked lolly character. That's what it is, or naked big boob girl, or something like that. It's fan service and thing. Bleach has more fan service than I care to admit. Okay.
Oh yeah, especially with
yeah.
I can't remember her name. Big titted ginger with the chain in between her breasts. We all know why she hugs people. She tries to strangle them with her breasts.
No, we all know what it is.
And who wouldn't want that? Let's be real. Who wouldn't want to get hugged by that?
Like we all know why every character in One Piece has giant. Every super popular character has two body types. And anytime they have a third body type, they're the bad guy. We know why that happens, people. Like Luffy has a type, and it's apparently giant boobies.
Yeah, Bob has a type. Just about any dark-skinned waifu in an anime. Just about. Hey, what is it? Bleach got Yoruichi. My hero has Rumi, also known as the bunny chick. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
Any tomboy character from an anime as well.
Like, you can put it like this. Every character in Naruto, like look at Boruto. It falls in our type. They're super sexy girls. All of them are always super sexy. It's just what they do to Shonen does that. That's how they've been doing it for years.
And it works.
It works, yes.
It calls to one of the core elements of being immortal. Like Big Booba, neuron activation, monkey brain. It works.
Yep. That's what it is, and that's why I make the joke. It's like, no, there's a reason why that is. You know, like we all have that thing. You know,
like what was that Star Wars game with the ginger kid? Yeah. It was one of the more recent ones. I think it was Fallen Order or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad when the aliens look more handsome than the other human woman that's with you. Because that lady, I swear her eyes were gonna pop out of her skull sometime in the near future. Because it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And the best waifu in that game was the witch. Why? Because she's a goth and she looks good.
Yeah. So let's continue on.
All right.
Yeah.
The content that was being put out by the by streamers or studios is being snatched up by these other creators. And so commentary, synopses, live videos of the way that these creators make money. Well, yeah, that's what they do. They critique shit. Through viewer-based ad revenues and other Patreons, there's a lot of money to be made, she said. And by the way, have at it. Get your coins 100%. What? This is a quote. And by the way, have at it. Get your coin 100%.
Yeah, basically,
but it revealed to me that there's a misunderstanding between the studios and that engagement.
Okay. What's the misunderstanding?
They think of it as fandom, and in ways it is, but studios use it almost like this focus group, end quote. I feel like
Okay, so basically what she's saying is that the focus group is her thing. She's saying that the studios are using, you know, streamers, people like me, people like LCX, and other people who talk about, anybody who talks about pop culture and how, what we think is going on and what we feel as a focus group. And to be perfectly honest, she's not happy that the people have a say.
Oh, how dare the peasants that the product is for are complaining about the product.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gave us shitty, rusty farming tools. Now we have no crops to harvest because they can't even cut wheat.
I kind of agree with what Bob just said. That went a little off the edge, but hey, okay. Anyway, go for it, Bob. Keep going.
Speaking of edge, these rusty farming tools can't keep one.
Yep.
All right. Ultimately, Headland thinks we could be moving towards a world where the content being made about Star Wars will be more culturally impactful than actual Star Wars. Yeah, it was. It was until you destroyed the extended universe that was fan-made.
No. Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that? It wasn't us. Yeah, it wasn't us that made that fault. Like Star Wars itself, at one time, yes, it was cultural importance. But the problem is because Disney did what it did, because other organizations did what they did. This is no longer the company no more. The organization doesn't exist as a whole. That's the problem. Because of the bullshit that they've created, it caused more problems in the long run.
And I know early Star Wars, you'd still have, people who weren't full-on geeks about it, still try to dress up. But nowadays, it's even worse. Where, the one guy at the convention, when he was interviewing people, he's like, so what made you want to dress as Kylo Ren? Well, Kylo Ren's part of the movie. It's like, you can't even think of, he's a really cool-looking Sith Lord, that's why I wanted to dress as him. He has a cool lightsaber. Not even that.
No, he's not cool.
No, like, even in a normie's mind, like, even bullshitting to the point where it's like, he just has a cool lightsaber and I like his get-up. That'd be enough for me, but saying he's part of the movie, like, what the fuck?
This might be hard. Yeah, this might be hard for you, Bob, but I'm gonna give you what I call the woman perspective. All right.
Wait, you're actively ovulating now?
No. Ha ha ha. Okay, so here's how to explain the normie complex. If I was to take a woman to go watch the Star Trek motion picture, most women would roll their
original
eyes.
Movie.
Yeah. Most women would roll their eyes and go, but that's Star Trek, I have no interest. If I was to say to a girl, hey, do you want to go watch Star Wars in 2 years? I guarantee you, not to be kind of rude on the matter, I guarantee you, she'd probably go, sure. Because guess what? That is something that she might like. She's like, oh, I'm interested in that. That's how that works.
I know this because my little brother actually has little figurines.
Or no, that's the thing. Like a girl will go watch Star Wars. Like that's that normie perspective.
It's the hit thing.
Yeah, that's that normie thing. A normal person, your average Joe isn't going to care about Star Wars because the average Joe doesn't give a fuck. But a normie? Oh yeah, a normie definitely.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Read on for our full interview in the latest installment of The Warp's Office with a View. Oh wait, no, The Rap's Office with a View. Goddammit. I had a dyslexia moment.
That's okay.
When you first launched Shoot to Midnight, what was the ultimate goal in your head? Why did you start your own production company? Okay, this is the news person asking her.
Yeah.
And her response, the initial instinct was really simplistic, which is unacknowledged or underrepresented voices in dark comedy. It felt like Russian. What the fuck? This is just repeating the same thing that was a paragraph ago.
Skip it if it starts repeating.
Yeah. Projects lucky enough to Star Wars series. Okay, here we go.
Good.
I had a key hire, which was my former assistant, who then became creative executive and is now EP of development and production, executive producer. But because a lot of overall deal was about me creating a Star Wars series, and that was essentially all-encompassing, this lady speaks so bizarrely, a lot of the development that we were seeking out and responded to were projects that I couldn't come on to as a director.
Mhm.
That was really interesting because it started to become more about procedural voices and less about production company that was supporting simply what I was doing. Can you break that down?
Basically, in a nutshell, they gave her the job, and because she knew somebody basically got her on.
Nepotism. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's nepotism, and then she's complaining about procedural voices and less about production company.
Basically, when she says procedural voices, she's referring to her sexuality. Because she's a lesbian. LGBT.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just like, I love how they say that as if it has any point of relation to you producing something.
Yeah.
I don't know if they use it as a shield or like some sort of grandstand to sit upon. It's just like, hi.
It's
Either
basically,
you do your job or you don't.
Here's the thing, okay? Look. It's basically their trick to play the role. Now DI is notorious for this, and I'm going to watch what we say because we are on YouTube.
Yeah, that's why I phrased it the way I did.
I don't deny. I've used the services myself. I have eye issues, so I'll use that as an advantage. Oh, I'll play that fucking game.
Oh, I was the same way. It's like, even though I look as pale as a fucking snowman, I'm still Hispanic.
Yeah, I'll take advantage of it. That's not the like only an idiot wouldn't take advantage of something if they're willing to give it to you. But basically, what she basically said, she knew somebody who owed her a favor. And when she got the call for Star Wars, she went, oh, well, you're making a new Star Wars? Hello, it's going good. You're making a new Star Wars. Okay, I want in on that. That's what she did. And that's what's going on. She got her break because someone gave her an in.
Okay. During COVID, there were a lot of projects that were picked up and greenlit in development. It was very exciting, and we'd all get these great creative places. Okay, so you had a place to stay.
Yeah.
And then we found the market to be really difficult. With 20th, I assume that's in reference to a street, like an address. You essentially have 2 to 3 platforms to pitch to. Oh, yeah. 20th century pictures.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. Basically, because COVID was here, and because these corporations were looking to make money, any money at all, and cover costs and stuff, and they knew that with what was happening, a lot of these groups and organizations were like, hey, we can play the gold and be like, they'll hire us because they want our services. They're going to hire us on because this is a way for them to make extra money during that period. That's what this was. A lot of this
people in our board meetings say people want to see more shows on.
Yeah.
By and
Exactly. And it's representatives of that. It's a really clever because what they do is they don't even have to actually give you paycheck. The idea is the government will, key groups or organizations or other organizations will cover the cost. Because you know what, you're bringing something unique and different to the market.
wonder how people are going to feel down the line that realize that they're just stooges for moneymakers.
Well, why do you
Will they
think?
never figure that out?
Well, this is why I've said time and time again. Why do you think these companies are changing their tunes now? If they truly believed in the market, think about it. If they truly believed in the market, would
Not the
they
market,
be
the morals.
Yeah, the morals. Would they be changing their opinion out of nowhere? Would this be something that'd be like, oh well, we're gonna change our opinion now out of fucking nowhere? No, they wouldn't.
Because it sounded strange when you said, do they believe in the market? Yeah, they believe in the market. They are the market, and they require the market to breathe. But the morals... Honestly, every company has the morals of a chainsaw.
It does. If it could get away, like good example of this is, I guarantee you, like we just saw that rollout of the robots. Isn't it interesting that China creates a robot rollout of all these bots, and out of nowhere, a fuck ton of Amazon. Even though Amazon is making more money than anyone else at the moment with their marketing, with their delivery service, to the point that they have their own distributors. Think about that. Fucking think about that. They laid off a bunch of people now.
Like when you say distributors, you mean like sub-companies that work for them?
Yeah, no, Amazon is making an insane amount of money, man. Like that isn't a freaking joke. That is legitimately, they have made more money recently in the last couple years. That's just shit.
Okay. Which was a pretty narrow bullseye to hit. So COVID plus the strike, that got smaller and smaller. Then it became about crafting relationships and seeking out female writers, specifically television writers who wanted to get in and sort of break into this industry.
Now that's the excuse. That's the trick. It's like, see, you guys got to keep me here because now this is what I'm seeing. What I see when she says this is very simple. I speak DEI. Actually, I'm secondary. I can also speak muffled. It's how I can understand Aru so well. Okay. How I can understand you and your roboting. That's more appropriate.
Am I roboting right now?
No, you're fine. I was making a joke.
Oh my god, it had like a small heart attack. It's like, no!
Okay, so... Anyway, so basically what she's doing right now, this is what I like to call as a fear thing. You see, I'm here to make sure ladies got their place. You don't want to get rid of my company, do you? Like this is what she's doing right now. I guarantee
do some blackmail, thinking she has an edge on a company, even though they don't care about you. Make us money.
Yeah, they don't give two fucks, and that's the thing. This is her playing the role, and it's clever. I don't think it's gonna work, but it's clever. I know what you're doing, Lindsay. I know exactly what you're doing. I know the wording well.
So we had the opportunity during a very tough time to continue to foster new talent and specifically young women who didn't have the tried and true go-to-market and everybody likes, yes, absolutely. What the fuck? What the hell did I just read? She didn't tried and true go-to-market and everybody's like, yes, absolutely. It was much more than a, can you take a chance on somebody? Sorry, this Valley Girl accent is just gonna kick.
Yeah, I got it. Go for it.
Can you take a chance on somebody who has a great idea and a lot of talent? That's the type of development project that I think people are a bit more wary about than they were in 2018 and 2019 era. No, we were wary of it. We just weren't as vocal about it because during that time, you can be crushed for any reason if you step out of line.
Yeah.
We were keenly aware of what you were doing. Anybody in geekdom knew what you were doing.
Yep. It was right around the time when the new rules came up for certain key things. It's when my channel got obliterated after I made fun of a certain movie which I won't talk about. Fuck you, Disney. Yeah, and it was really suspect. It was right at that time when my channel, my main one of my main channels got obliterated. Really made me mad.
There's a lot of people that just got snapped out of existence.
Oh yeah, I got friends of mine who got Thanos stamped because of some of the stuff. And again, at the time, I've even said this. I said there was no reason for my buddy to get what he got hit. Like he got hit, and I keep thinking to myself, even to this day, I'm like, he didn't do anything wrong. Oh sure, he was a complete fucking asshole, but he didn't do anything wrong.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. This section, the reporter's asking another question. I bet there was a lot of whiplash too. Russian Doll was so great and unique, but does that even get made in 2025?
Okay, Russian Doll was not Doll.
I'll be honest with you. The reporter is doing his job. He is gassing her just to get answers.
He is. No, she is. Yes, she's gassing. Okay, keep going.
Okay. A response. Oh no, not at all. When I came in on the 20th television property, a known IP, and I pitched that at the top of the year, and it was a great show, a great concept, a lot of support internally for it, and I was very grateful for that. But it ended up going a different way, and there wasn't a pickup or green light to pilot. And it did feel like, another quote with, gosh, half an hour black comedy with a female lead who's dealing with an existential problem. Oh. Sorry, that God was just an extra, end quote.
To kind of get a good laugh on this, a little chuckle to us out there. Have you seen the fucking Acolyte? Have you seen the Acolyte? Anyone who has seen the Acolyte will come to the same conclusion we have.
100,000 credits to take it off. Like, legit, like, I will pay a bounty hunter 100,000 credits.
No, you won't pay
anything related to the Acolyte. Like, I'm talking Star Wars bounty hunter. I'm talking like Cad Bane, Boba Fett.
Okay. No.
Yeah. I'm not talking like legit. I'm not doing any criminal shit. I'm talking like in universe.
Okay,
is like.
I know you were, but we gotta be careful. You know how she is. But anyway.
I know. That's why I had to specify for the feds watching us.
Yeah. Because we're talking about this. We gotta be very careful. But anyway. Back to what I was saying. Back to what you were saying with this. But anyway, what in her terms, what she's saying is that that her organizations and the nesting doll was at this time worked good because of female stuff. Again, there's a brand new movie. There's a brand new show out there on Apple TV right now that's blowing everything out of the water. It's a kind of a zombie plague show in a nutshell. It's basically, in a nutshell, it's a show about, she's like this one woman and she's the only, like, she's like this, instead of it being a zombie plague, when you get the virus, what it does is it links you to everybody else, and everybody else becomes one functional mind. And this is insanely popular right now.
What's the point of origin of this story?
I don't know what it is, but it's an interesting idea because she, unfortunately, doesn't want, there's so few people that had a natural immunity.
Okay, because I'm thinking of that Asian zombie film where it was caused by aliens. And there's a few people who are infected, but they have enough wherewithal about themselves
No, it's not that. It's
Okay,
basically
it's not that one. Okay.
no. It's basically she instead of it being a world of nicety, instead of it being like the world of you gotta run for your life. It's terrifying. It's scary. No, everyone's nice to each other. Everyone kind of like because it is one functional mind. Everyone, people aren't the same aggressors like they were in like they're not like rabidly ripping people's heads off or anything like that because in their minds it's like, well, yeah, that's my friend, that's my neighbor. I don't really understand that. So they're kind of helping. They're kind of in a way they've made the decision they have to care for her because they're kind of looking out for those who aren't because they feel sorry for them because the mind is like, well, we're completely like we're at peace. We don't hear anybody like this. Like for example, there's a scene there where where the people are going to where they need to get a plane, and this woman just gets out, and another woman pulls out a plane, and then the other woman flies the plane. It's kind of one of those things. Now, the main actress is a lesbian. Like they have a lesbian character, and she's a lesbian character.
Okay.
But it's not the story is compelling enough. And the ideas are good that it's actually, from what I hear a lot of good things. Like, I've actually tempted to watch the first episode because of it. But
Also, it sounds like what communists think communism will be. Oh, everybody's one people. They don't hurt each other. It's like, no, people are bastards.
No. This is actually...
You're going to have to have some sort of overreach, like a virus that links you for you to not hurt anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem. Why would you hurt yourself? Why would you kill yourself? Why would you want violence against another person? Why would you want to create a war? We all know each other.
Hell, that almost sounds like Buddhism or Hinduism. Actually, I think it's Gandhiism. To hurt another is to hurt oneself.
Yeah. Like to them, like there's a good example of it. To them, there's a good example. She asks like why after 8 o'clock they turn off all the lights, and they're like, well, that would waste electricity, and they don't need light. So it's kind of that like mentality. Yeah, so that
is it the concept of ahimsa?
I don't know what it would be called.
Sorry,
no,
I know it's like a part of Gandhiism where it's like to hurt another is to hurt oneself. It's very
no, this isn't Gandhiism. This isn't Gandhiism to my knowledge, but this is like the people don't see everything because again they're happy. They're naturally programmed to be happy, like in a way. They don't feel pain. They don't think, and even with her, when she goes off and goes off clock, it kills people because unfortunately, they can't handle aggression. So everyone's nice. Like there's apparently an explosion that happens, and a guy's running around with another person's leg. It's like, oh, here's your leg back. Oh, thank you. And they won't kill people, for example. Like so, it's like imagine a world where everyone kind of has the mentality, like even though they are intelligent and they still have the thoughts of people, they kind of have the brain of like just like so innocent. It's like a pure innocence. It's an interesting show from what I've heard and the few friends I've talked to. But what I'm saying is this is a very diverse cast. Another good example, something that you can relate to a little bit more, is the movie is the video game Dispatch. Insanely popular superhero story that a lot of people like.
Yeah. I'd say I never picked it up or played it, but there are plenty of playthroughs and all that you can watch. Okay. Just that bread and butter that I developed both with my films and then also with Russian dolls. That's a project that at the height of streaming, it would have sold immediately, especially if it had major talent attached to it or a big studio behind it.
Yeah, basically her show kind of flopped.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Which
No, not
actually is
shit.
kind of counter to what the reporter said, trying to gas her up. It's like, oh, it was great, it was amazing. It's like, the people think otherwise.
No, apparently, because it never got a fourth season, and it got like very few. Didn't get lots. A lot of people were like, eh. Okay, so keep going.
Reporter asked this question: what specifically is different about the market now? It really comes down to not really a resistance to a pickup as much as a resistance to engaging on development. Okay? I think that the streaming bubble is now bursting, and I think that it started around COVID. It just started to feel like the amount of money that was going to be spent on 8 to 10 episodes of television, that business model dwindled. It started to become something like, well, what are we pivoting to? This is why I'm having such a hard time reading this, because you have quotes mixed in, and it's butchered. There hasn't been something that has been ushered in to take its place. I think we're in a very interesting in-between place right now.
Yep, a very interesting in-between place. I sort of agree. The in-between place where either this stuff is going to finally be buried and everyone's finally done with it at long fucking last, or this is going to keep going and then the market's going to go on a sale and then we're going to have, we'll act for
I want history books on this, all right? For anybody who is going into business specifically. I don't want us to forget of the time where we almost destroyed our own market for a local minority of people.
You almost destroyed it, you did.
It was the IPs that were destroyed. The market is...
No, the market's dead. The market's dead. It's going to the Saudis. A lot of the Saudis have just bought, are talking about buying Warner Brothers. The market is fucking done. That is, your market is fucking doomed at that point. Because it's not Americans making money anymore. It's inevitably another country making money. You've just lost.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They destroyed their market.
I may still be called crazy for this, but communism will do everything in its power to destroy America and the free world. This was a communist ploy that caused this.
I would say that if this was 2D chess, I mean, the organizations and groups that are going to have this now are kind of laughable. The only benefit is that I really do think that these organizations don't care to help. They're not going to keep this shit going. Is the only thing. They want money. So whatever makes money is going to make money. The problem is that breeding of not the endless wanting to make money may not have the creative air that another organization would, other people would have. You're not going to have the same creativity or openness.
Also, on that fact, how long before the fad moves on and the normies go to something else? Because the first people to go are geeks. You ruin it for the geeks, we leave. The fad sticks around for however long. Then they move on to the next big thing, and now you're left with an empty market because it's the geeks that spend the big money.
Yeah.
It's the geek doers that is where you get your money from.
Yeah, you're not going to have someone. You're not going to have an average
motherfucker. That actually sounds like an interesting role-playing game. Sorry, geeks and gooners.
I'm sorry, you're not going to have someone spend $400 on a fucking lightsaber, okay? Your average motherfucker is not spending $400 on your lightsaber. It's somebody actually gives a shit about the franchise and actually cares what the franchise is. No one's going to spend that cash on that. Sorry.
What most the normie's going to do is buy a brown bathrobe and have one of those plastic lightsabers you get at Walmart.
Normie would probably never even do that. That's being generous, Bob.
I always have to be generous.
Yeah. Most normies wouldn't.
Do we care about the shoot for midnight?
No.
Okay.
We're only here for Star Wars.
There we go. This is what we've been looking for. The reporter asks, there was a lot of unfair vitriol about The Acolyte online, and for it to be the first Star Wars show to be publicly canceled, Lucasfilm had never done that.
Yeah,
I got that.
why.
I got that evil Sith laugh going on.
I wonder why. What was Lindsay's love for, like? Oh, I really consider myself a Sith. You know, like her attitude that we're making the gayest Star Wars ever. You know, it was wow. You know, just wow. You know, a lot of people were just like, yeah, I don't want to see this.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Droids and weapons don't really care whose flesh they cut into.
Yeah, like
it's kind of the point. Is like if you're an enemy, you're an enemy. Who cares?
Yeah. Like it's clear that this was a person that was only writing, was like a fan. This was, like, I've heard it, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. A lot of people consider this fan fiction. That's what they consider Star Wars. Yep,
And
that's
her
what they
response.
consider. Okay, go for it. Let's get it.
Really, the whole thing with The Acolyte was always a major risk. It was a new part of the timeline. It was all new characters. It was part of the lore where you couldn't use a stormtrooper. You didn't have the references of politics and war that Tony Gilroy and his brilliant exploitation, or his brilliant, that he had brilliantly exploited in such a genius way in Andor. I heard Andor fucking fell. But all the iconography and all those visual references are original trilogy references, and our references were the High Republic novels and the Publishing Initiative, and then the prequels, specifically with the lightsabers. What?
That's all she wanted. She wanted her hands on them lightsabers. That's what Lindsay wanted for her little story. That and her obsession with that actress or rapper girl that she had the hots with.
I believe that the problem I am having with this article is the consistent use of the word "and." It's just nonstop run on lists, and it bothers me.
She does, and she does that a lot. Again, writer for a future Star Wars series. Writer for a future Star Wars. I could hear her talking too. I could hear and like she kind of like she's stuttering.
She starts glitching out. She's like that one tutorial video in the Star Wars Christmas special where the guy's tweaking out trying to explain how the comm device works.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when it comes to lists, you're only supposed to use "and" singularly. You do not want run-on sentences.
Okay.
I also think that any gripes creatively with the show are completely valid. That's the people's reaction. It's usually their reaction to their own reaction. But like I said, the show was always a risk. It's the old adage of first one through the wall is the bloodiest.
No.
And this is... go ahead.
No, it really is not. At this point, anime had been doing it before you. I mean, Jesus fuck. We're well, okay. One of the most well-known lesbian characters in anime. Is one of the most well-known comic characters in sci-fi history. The Major. Ghost in the Shell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you weren't the first. I don't think she's even the fuck.
That's constantly the old adage. Now that I think about it.
And let's be
honest. The first to do this, the first to do that. People have been joking on these clowns for I don't know how long. It's been a few years now. Of the first black female lead, the first black this, the first this, and the other thing. The first lesbian lead. It's like, no, you're not the first. Stop saying it's the first because you made a movie that claimed to be the first less than a month ago.
Yeah.
You're not the first anymore. You're just saying the first.
Yeah.
And this is very similar to coming back to your question about the company. It was just very much, let's shoot for the sky and let's just go for it. Okay, so you didn't have a give a fuck attitude, so you're gonna have a shit product. So let's have no regrets, and I'm absolutely obsessed with Star Wars. I still am. Cap.
Bullshit.
Cap. I call Cap.
Oh shit! I call bullshit on the highest order.
And I love my show. I know that it was wonderful, sure. And honestly, the designers that worked on the show are more responsible for it. Because of this, because of what Star Wars is creating, that world is honestly harder than creating the narrative and the dialogue and the characters. Stop saying "and." That stuff I've done. It's more hiring the right people, and all of those people were brilliant. No, they were not. I can promise you that. So, the part that really got me there was like, oh, it's not my fault, it's their fault. Like, you can't blame me. Lady, you're the director.
Yeah.
Well, why are you blaming the designers and the producers? You're the director.
Because, you know, she can't put her finger, she can't do that. If she blames anybody else, if she blames herself, then the failure falls on her. She doesn't want to take the blame for this.
If I gotta blame somebody else, or else it's all my fault. Fuck that. Famous quote from Last of Us. Or not Last of Us. Something strange.
Life is strange.
Life is strange, thank you. Blue-haired bitch. She was just unpleasant. I'll be honest, that blue-haired chick in Life is Strange is just an unpleasant individual to be around.
I don't know why they built her as the lesbian girlfriend. Like, I was like, really? Her?
Who wants to be around a person that mean?
Yeah, she was mean-spirited.
It's one thing to have a fiery and, uplifting personality. It's another thing to just be a bitch to everyone.
And she was. She was a potential bitch to everyone. That's her entire story arc. And even when you do the other one, she's a potential bitch.
Yeah.
But, like...
It's like no redeeming qualities there whatsoever.
Yeah, that's how I felt about her, too. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. So the next question... What is the experience for you to see the show not only get attacked, but weaponized by certain parts of the media? I always find it ironic that reporters asking about weaponizing media.
Yeah. They know a little too well how to weaponize the media.
Oh, man. That's rich.
Yeah.
And her response, I have thoughts about this, and I don't want to go on a tangent, so I'll stick to the personal rather than the professional. I was not online, however, I am a Star Wars fan.
No, you are not. I do not believe that for a fucking second.
If you're a Star Wars fan, who led the 41st? Who's the general of the 41st Clone Battalion?
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're a Star Wars fan, like, you know, who is the only general that could tell Darth Vader to go fuck himself?
Actually, that one I do not know.
I know he's played by Peter Cushing.
Okay. Do you have the answer for mine? Who's the general that led the 41st Clone Battalion?
Wasn't that Anakin?
No, that's 501st. Master Yoda.
Master Yoda. Okay. I wouldn't know because I'm not actually a clone. I'm not actually a star. I'm not a super fan, so I wouldn't know that.
It's just because the 41st is my favorite. That's it.
Yeah.
Mostly because they're the only clones with fucking camouflage.
Until Yoda murdered them all.
Well, I'll be honest, they turned on Yoda. Though I will be honest, that little green bastard should have died. I like clones better than I like Jedi.
Yeah, he wiped them out pretty thoroughly, that one. They actually tried.
At least Kaino Mundi got what he fucking deserved. That guy was fucking an ass.
Yeah, it was kind of funny how he ended up killing them all. Like if you read the books on it afterwards, they chased him to a forest, and he gave them multiple opportunities to walk away, and even then, and then when they decided to, Boba Fett is the best. No, he isn't. He sucks. He's an overweight. He's an overweight fat man that like, you know, gets high with stormtroopers and hangs out with teenagers. In any other modern world, we'd think he was creepy. Sorry, had to.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I don't blame you. I mean, hell, when it came to Clone Wars, everybody liked Bane. And I can guarantee you why. It wasn't just because he was smooth talking. He was like the embodiment of spaghetti western outlaw. That's why people like Cat Bane.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people like Cat Bane. I agree.
And it's kind of the same role with the Ghoul in the Fallout show.
Okay, keep going.
However, I'm a Star Wars fan, which means I have always been, since the launch of YouTube, part of the Star Wars recap, criticism, lionization fandom community. Sure.
I think this is one of the more interesting processes.
These guys I've known for years and years. So when I got the information from others about what the weather report was, there was
referring
like how people are angry or whatnot.
Yeah.
There was this real concern from friends of mine or co-workers of mine that saddened me. I also was like, I know who these guys are. You don't have to tell me who's talking about it or how bad it is online. I know exactly who they are. Yeah, they're the real fans. I supported them on Patreon.
Now,
imagine that, Chief. Imagine that. Your favorite YouTuber that you love so much that you subscribe to their Patreon, you make a Star Wars show and they are shit-talking it, and your money's still going into their pockets. Star Wars fan, my ass.
$5 says the only reason she started paying for Patreon is to hear what other people had to say. I guarantee you, she comes
hear
off
the real word, because you can't listen to that on YouTube without YouTube doing mean stuff. You know, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
there are some of them that I respect, and then there are some of them that I think are absolutely snake oil salesmen, just opportunists. Then, of course, there are the the fascists and racists.
Now,
wait. So
Hello.
some of them you like, and then the Snake Oil Salesman. And am I assuming you are still paying for these guys' Patreon, or was it just the ones you expected?
I'm telling you this right now. She didn't pay. She did not. I'll put money. There's money on the table, Bob. That I would say that she probably, in a nutshell, was doing this. Here's my theory. She was like, someone's talking shit, so she started going on Patreon stuff. The reason people were probably worried for her was because she was most likely, going on these streaming services or paying for these Patreons and watching. I can't believe I did that. And watching what people are saying and how much they're sucking. So she was just sitting there listening. I guarantee you, she was probably on Discords listening to how much these people hated her work. And it was like, there are people like that. Like, it's not like they want to watch the world burn or they feel like, that's the thing. They, in her mind, in her weird mind, she wanted that control. She wanted to know exactly what they were doing, exactly what they wanted, exactly what they were saying about her, because in her head, there was that, brain. I've met women like this.
Okay. I was thinking of something different, like she had, some twink little coffee boy who actually was a Star Wars fan, who she asked if she could use his Patreon or some shit, watch through his device.
I don't know. I would, you know what? Maybe. We don't know. I would say, I don't know.
That was my headcanon.
My headcanon on this is I guarantee you she was hearing what Doomcock or other famous YouTubers that have been on these people's asses about how they treated the Star Wars franchise. And they've been she's probably listening in. Anyway, keep going, my friend.
Okay. So it runs a gamut. It
Gambit.
isn't just Gambit. It's Gamut.
Gambit. It's just misspelled.
Oh, okay. So somebody didn't check their typos.
Yeah.
It is. Excuse me. It isn't just one thing or the other. So I think that if you're in part of the fandom, you understand the genre and the tone of particular channels and creators. So in some ways, I wasn't surprised, and then in other ways, I was disappointed. Fuck you. I think you always do that when you create something. It's just that Star Wars is on a massive level of visibility. Yeah. Or you want to make your fucking money.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Of course it's a fucking visible. Why wouldn't one of the most popular movies or most popular franchises in sci-fi history, that is not a joke, that is legit, that is the most popular movie in franchise in sci-fi history. This go ahead.
I don't know if you've ever heard of this little lesser-known anime series called Dragon Ball Z, but it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's basically what's going on here.
Yeah, I would even go as far as saying Star Wars, even though Star Wars had lulls, N64 Star Wars, there was times Star Wars kind of took a shit. But even then, it was still considered one of the most popular franchises in movie history.
Hell, dude. The amount of games, sub-games, gag games that came out of it. You had the basically Star Wars Mario Kart. It was like some karting game where everybody was a chibi.
Yeah, that was
I've never seen
Star
that
Wars,
for GameCube.
Star Wars Racers. There has been so much Star Wars in the last frickin' forever.
Yeah, we all know the best Star Wars game that ever came out was Battlefront. That's purely because of sales.
too.
in my opinion.
Knights of the Old Republic also had a higher basis, but that's neither here nor there.
I think, I think yours beats mine out. Because everybody remembers Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that's why she picked. Why do you think she picked the Knights era? I guarantee you, someone.
Like I said, my headcanon, her twink coffee boy told her that, Knights of the Old Republic is pretty cool.
That's what I think. Yeah, I think someone told her Knights. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. The content that was being put out by the streamers or the studios is being snatched up by these other creators. And so commentary, synopses, live videos, all of the way... all the ways these creators make money. Through viewer-based ad revenues and the Patreons, there's a lot of money to be made. And by the way, have at it, get your coin 100%, but it revealed to me that there is a misunderstanding between the studios and that engagement. They think of it as fandom, and in ways it is, but studios use it almost like focus group. It made me start to think, rather than these fans are toxic or this thing is being mean to me, it made me think that more of the content being made about Star Wars will ultimately be more culturally impactful than actual Star Wars. I believe we're headed to a space, those IPs will continue to make money. I don't know how much they will affect the next generation as much as the content is being created around those events. IP films and television shows.
And again, she's wrong here and she's right. In some ways she is, but that's only because, they killed the franchise. That's why things are the way they are now. You're kind of responsible. Disney is responsible because the franchise is now dead. All we have left is the talk.
Yeah. And even though they tried to destroy the extended series, true geeks still hold on to the extended thing as lore.
Yeah,
why? Because the god who created Star Wars, George Lucas, approved the extended stuff, and it wasn't until the corporation known as Disney tried to kill it. So we still hold on to that for dear life.
Yeah, there are people out there. That's why the franchise is what it is. Like, if you had, if the franchise didn't have that protection, that glory that it now has, you wouldn't have the love that it has now. That's the thing. It's still beloved. It's still the most, but like I said, it's no longer going to have, like mainstream Star Wars will never be a good thing. But Star Wars as a whole, like the Acolyte, what this woman basically, but what she had created was a fanfic. She took the one thing she knew about Star Wars, which was lightsabers. Again, I don't believe this person is a frickin' Star Wars fan. I do not, without 100%, do not believe she's a Star Wars fan. But she knows what lightsabers are, and that's what she went with. Like,
my grandma, before she passed away, knew what Star Wars was. So come on now.
I put money on that this woman had no idea. She knew what lightsabers was. She knew things of Star Wars. Luke, I am your father. What's a Sith Lord? Like the reason when they asked her, "What's your thoughts on lightsabers?" Well, I would be a Sith, because to her, Siths are the cool ones, right?
You are indeed a Sith, for you only work in absolutes, and you cannot create. You can only destroy and warp.
Yeah, that's a chaos marine right there.
Well, like I said, it's like what's the quote? Evil can never create; it can only alter.
Yeah, it can only consume and corrupt.
Yeah. that is a proper business model rather than a bunch of mean people. Is that it? It's a lot more financial than I think people realize. And as somebody that really has supported a lot of those channels financially, doubt, and with my eyeball, some of the stuff is probably the only content that a younger generation is seeing.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
that's the problem.
You removed them from the world. You destroyed it. So yeah, they're not looking this shit up anymore. They don't care. They've lost
Nowadays,
interest.
the only thing that you can do to get old Star Wars is hope your family has an old VHS or a DVD.
Yep. Yeah, you've destroyed.
Because you got rid of the original shit.
Yeah, you destroyed the original shit. Anyway, keep going.
Oh, man. Okay. Next up is another question by the reporter.
Okay.
Was the was the cancellation decision shocking to you? Did they explain why? Was it viewership or creative? And her response: it was kind of both. I was not surprised by it. I think I was surprised by the swiftness of it and the publicness of it. I was surprised by how it was handled, but once I was getting particular phone calls, okay, yeah, we already read over that. Writings on the wall, viewership. With Star Wars, you're not just measured within the marketplace that you happen to be in at the time. You're measured against every other Star Wars show. We hit the Nielsen's a couple of times, right? Is that an award?
Nielsen is basically when the how shows are rated. If you want to know how a show gets that's what a Nielsen is. It's a rating show. That rating.
Okay.
They got basically when it first came out. Basically, here's what happened. Like I said before, you had that
bestseller.
You know, it's not a bestseller. No. Get that. What a Nielsen is basically how many people are watching your show. So, for example, how many people are streaming your show? And here's how it went. Episode 1, people watched it, mainly to see the car wreck.
Yeah.
That's honest truth. Episode 2, I think it was 2 or 3, they had the 1, the 2, the that bullshit, when that bullshit kicked off, fucking numbers went, Episode 3, like people just stopped watching. Like, and then people did one thing that Disney feared. People started canceling their Netflix.
Fell off like Ubisoft stock.
Yeah. They started canceling their Disney Plus. That's when they went, oh my god. That's why this got major. You want to know why this got canceled super fast? People just went, I don't want to watch this. So let's close out our Disney. I'm going to go get Netflix. I'm going to go get something else. I'm going to go watch another streaming service, is what most people do. So when that happened, oh yeah, there was terror. Freaking Disney freaked when that happened.
The moment the mouse felt his pockets were lighter than normal, he freaked out and looked around, and he found the creators of this.
Yeah, and that was what did it. That's what did it. When they started realizing people started canceling their stuff, again, the way to hurt these people have always been to hit them where the wallet. But you have to actually hit them where the wallet is. When normies started closing their stuff out, that's when this went, oh shit, and they just like
fuck.
Yeah, that's when this.
And then you stack on top of that all the other stuff that was coming out on Disney that the parents didn't want their kids watching.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going with this person, and then we'll.
Okay.
I think we'll.
Not every week or anything like that, but a couple of times it poked through. I feel like for a launch of a first season of the show, it was trying different things, which isn't always good. I think it could have been worth it to allow the audience it was meant for to find it. what? Could have been worse.
She's basically saying that if the right people that weren't going to sell, like the people who were like, oh, we're getting a gay Star Wars, or these people that are like, you go,
the people that never buy or watch anything, the kind of people that buy a certain book, take a picture on social media, and then don't read it.
Yeah. Those people. She figures the Valley people, those people that have, that really kind of have no value in anything.
The empty shells that look to others for, pat on the back.
Yeah. That's what she's talking about. People would have found it. There were no people that wanted to find this thing. That's the thing. Who's going to watch this first, and then who's going to watch it second? And you know what?
And this ends with, like, but it wasn't up to me, so I fully respect the decision, even if I'm sad about it. There's another thing here, but go ahead, finish up what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's what happened with this. Like, you have someone who doesn't care, who, like I said, no one's gonna find. I love that excuse. That's my favorite excuse. You create something with a huge fandom. A good example: Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong, am I?
I felt like a punch in the gut. I was just like, oh yeah.
I'm not fucking wrong, am I? Vampire the Masquerade is an example. The new Bloodline.
What was the quote? He's out of line, but he's right.
I am right. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Good example. Great example. Here's a movie, or here's a video game that, like, the crowd didn't find it. Because the only people that are going to give a fuck about what you've done aren't playing the game, aren't doing this. And when they find out through their friends who are into the fandom that it sucks, guess what? They don't watch it.
Cascading effect. Prime example, my one buddy who's not a gamer, he asked me, is Spider-Man 2 a good video game? The one with Miles Morales? I said no. Yeah. And he's like, oh, what was wrong with it? And I was like, it's a mixture of gameplay and a bunch of other decisions that made a poor product.
Yep.
Yeah, just because something's pushed, like I told him this, just because something is pushed to the forefront doesn't mean it's always good. It's just what they want to sell you.
Look. When you see Matt McMuscles do a what happens to that.
Yeah.
The Vampire Bloodline. What happened? And it's already had a what happened, and this just came out. That tells you something right fucking there. To the point that the company that owns the rights to Vampire the Masquerade legitimately has just said outright that they will never make another fucking game, and that they're going to sell the rights to anyone who wants it. Like, that is a death nail. I've never heard that ever in my entire life. A gaming company recently buys something, the game just came out, and they openly admit, yeah, we're not going to touch this franchise anymore.
That is...
That's insane. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that in gaming history. Like, that's a new one.
That's one thing I'll give Bethesda. They may give you a shit product, but at least they stick to that shit product.
Debatable on that one, but okay.
But you know what I mean. Like, if they're gonna back out of it, they're gonna be all sly about it. They're not gonna say up front, "Hey, who wants to buy Fallout?"
Yeah, they outright sold. Like, that to me was like, I couldn't believe I heard that. Like, I was just like, holy fuck! Like, this is a game that, like, just came out.
Yeah. Not to mention the mods that quote-unquote fixed the game.
Yeah, it just came out.
As vague as possible for a reason.
Yeah, I know. But it just fucking came out. Something that just came out is so dead, it's buried. Like, I've never seen that before.
Oh, geez. remember what we were talking about earlier, where back then you never asked, "Is it woke?"
Yeah.
That was never something that came up.
Yeah.
I genuinely had that situation with like Yoshi Yote, where I was worried about it getting woke. It had me in the first half, I ain't gonna lie, and then the second half, I'm like, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We used to never have that feeling towards that. I never had a friend, dude. Like my cousin buys video games all the time, and we never had that. Like, okay, for example, I was looking at getting not the off. What's it called there? What's the name of it now? Not the off ball. What's the name? I'm trying to remember the name of it. Shit, my brain's farting.
What was the game? Like,
Outer Worlds. I was thinking of getting Outer Worlds, and then I'm like,
Outer Worlds. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking to people, and I'm like, hey, how's the sequel? Because if I get the first game, I might get the second. And you know what my friend, like, he looked at me and went, no. Like, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Like that's how he worded it. No. I'm like, okay.
They pulled up the newspaper
Diablo.
and hit you.
I said, okay, Diablo 2 it is. That's what I said to him. My exact words.
Good on you. A good Diablo.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the biggest worry with Ghost Yote. But it's like, hey man, I gotta get a review in.
Anyway,
and the last little bit here is because the other one's unrelated. Had you plotted much ahead of terms of season 2 for Acolyte? The response, my showrunner and I had lots of ideas going into season 1, so we definitely were thinking about that. Specifically with Manny Jacinto's character, we always knew that Lee Jong-ye was going to be the emotional anchor for the first season, watching the deterioration of that father figure. So we had already thought ahead and thought about what type of relationship we wanted to look at in the second season. We had talked about all of that from a thematic and character standpoint, but in terms of actual narrative, there were only a couple signposts that we knew we wanted to hit. So in other words, they didn't have anything. They only had like what, fucking post-it notes. Yeah,
they didn't have anything. Like they once they realized the writing was on the wall and Disney was drowning, and Disney Plus, because like I said, Disney Plus goes under. Disney's dead. If you want to kill Disney right now, you want to end Disney, there's 2 ways to do it. Don't go to the movies, A. Second thing, do not, under any circumstances, hit Disney Plus. That's it. And you will end Disney tomorrow. Disney's done.
And the last things are like shoots for midnight and the Hollywood stuff and what he's directing next, and then the thing ends.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to talk about what she's directing next, other than we know she's directing trash. This is a person who's clearly got some type of information, and she's got some names. That's about as far as I want to go with this person. I don't believe for a hot minute that she has any real valuable information for the value on this. I think her company is one of those infamous shell companies we hear about, and that's my feeling towards it. I don't believe I can be proven wrong on that one, personally.
Yeah. If anything, if you really want to know what she's directing next, it's an adaptation of a play from Broadway that she made.
She made. Think about it. Like she's not even her own stuff.
An adaptation of my play that was on Broadway a year, Cult of Love, and basically trying to develop it for TV and stream.
Yeah.
That's how it ends. That's how the whole article ends.
Yeah. So like I said before, she doesn't have a career. She basically has enough money that she's going to try to make her career.
How'd she get the money, Chief?
We know how she got the money. The Shadow knows.
What evil lurks in the heart of Hollywood? The Shadow knows.
Yep.
Man. You know, I don't want anyone to touch the Shadow, I'll be honest. Let the old series speak for itself. No adaptations, no redoing anything. Yep. All I ask is if somebody can scrounge up the old radio shows of the Shadow, I would love to have those in audiobook form.
Yeah, YouTube's your best bet for that, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we are, like, once I finish this, I think we're done for the night. I'd like to thank everybody who listened in on our rantings and ravings. I think overall, in a nutshell, what did you take away from this article?
The main thing I took away from it was she's exactly the individual that I thought people were. Oh, I'm a fan. Yeah, I like lightsabers, right? That's in Star Wars.
Yeah, that's a Star Wars. Yeah, that's what we thought. Like I said, this was another...
It's like, you're not a fan. You're a hack, all right? You're trying to make a profit and using anything to make that profit, except you failed in your delivery. Now the company doesn't want you anymore. Because now they're bleeding money.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at the company because they have morals of a chainsaw, all right? Companies do not care. Bring them money. If you are no longer an asset, you are a liability.
That's about right. My feelings.
This is why I never got into, because I couldn't do with the morals conflicted.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel. My end result from this is simple. We know she's fake. We knew she was fake. We knew fucking from day one this was a fake individual. We knew, like, come on, she worked for frickin' Harvey Weinstein, for fuck's sakes. Like, I don't believe her.
And you're telling me you couldn't find somebody who fit the general list of an individual that you wanted, who wasn't more creative than whatever you got in your team?
Yeah.
Oh wait, probably because they realize your ideas suck and you don't want to argue with them.
So my theory is this. My theory is simple. It's a very simple story. And my theory is a very simple one. I think she, like I said, she had a friend. They brought her in, and that's how this ended. Like, she had this person, she brought him in. That was the fun of that character. That was the fun of the story. And then when that failed, when she came in, I'm doing this. And like I said, if you saw the articles of what they were working on, it was people bringing in other people. This was complete This is exactly what DEI is supposed to stop. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing about this whole shit.
It became the exact beast that it was supposed to stop.
Yeah, it did.
It's the same thing with the High Guardian Spice. And it's like, oh, we have a very diverse team, but it's all white women. And I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't fit the definition of diversity at all.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It was absolutely funny because, again, it's the exact thing that they've legitimately are fighting. They say they're fighting against. And it's like I said, it's the reason, like I said, and the thing that I've noticed, a certain individual got rid of the whole, put the ban hammer on the DEI. And after that, what's the end result afterwards? All of a sudden, all these people, they can't find work. They're like, oh my god, the layoffs are happening in my fucking births.
They realize their degrees are useless because they don't have an actual job application. It's just you yapping at somebody.
Yeah, this is inevitable. This was inevitable, and that was the end result. And so to me,
it's bittersweet. I'll be honest, it's bittersweet. I like watching flames from.
I don't want this. I don't want, like.
I know you don't. I know you don't. And I'm kind of the same way. I hate that it had to come to something this drastic, but at the same time, you reap what you sow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. And I don't know how I feel about it. Personally, I think I'm going to have to look. I think, to me personally, I think this is sad. This is absolutely sad that it went down this way. Shit. And all intents and purposes, imagine in an alternate world, we got good Star Wars. We got great Star Wars. In an alternate world, there's a universe where Star Wars was so amazing that where people are fucking loving it, and we're talking about it to this day.
It was as beloved as Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
It's
something that is that memorable, and you have a waifu like Freerin, except she's a Jedi.
Yeah, but then, like I said, in an alternate reality, we got good Star Wars. In an alternate reality, this would be the second coming of Hollywood. It's a lumbering dinosaur that's going to die, and I believe in this in my life, and I don't know if he'll pick it up, but I'm standing atop the amphitheater, and this is what I'll be doing while I'm watching Hollywood burn. Wait. That's what my thoughts are now. I like to think.
Hear that? I don't think anybody can hear that.
I think the fiddle was played. I think you could hear it. There's a little couple tips. I was watching it very
before
carefully.
we go,
Okay.
If Hollywood's the one dinosaur that's lumbering and is about to die, you know, the moment it liquefies, there's still profits to be made from the corpse. Good old liquid dinosaur, America's blood.
Yep. Swabby money, but yep. All right, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate everyone listening into the insane rantings of two orcs having a laugh fit at someone's article. Again, if you want to look at it yourself, you want to read it yourself, we do believe in the absolute free purpose of looking at the content and making sure that they have the right to look at their content and make some comments on it. Hopefully this doesn't bite us in the butt, but I think we've had enough on the matter. We've gotten farther. We're on level 3.
I re-put it into the chat.
Yeah, put it back in the chat. And we'll see you guys next time. I believe Logan's up right now. So if you want to support Logan, go there. Go to LDP Canada. Have a good one, boys. And we'll see you next time on Orc War Chief Reviews.